忍にあやよあやよ魂多いわあやよあややようこ忍にあやよあやよ魂多いわあやよあややおあったったあったったあややあややあややあややあったったあったったあややあややあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあやよあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあややあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあやよあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあややあややおあったったあったったあややあややあややあややあったったあったったあややあややあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあやよあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあややあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあやよあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあややあややおあったったあったったあややあややあややあややあったったあったったあややあややあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあやよあややようこ忍にあやよあやや魂多いわあややあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあややあややあややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあやや
Hi,
あややあややあややようこ忍にあやよあやや
Servus.
魂多いわあやよあややようこ忍にあやよ
Man hört mich, oder?
多いわあややあややおあったった
Okay. So, okay. Like,
There we go. Okay, everybody's released of the. Yeah, I think I have to turn it down a bit.
I'm sorry,
Jesus. What the hell are you doing?
just a second, like the board my keyboard's on is kind of falling down on me. Excuse me for just a moment, gonna turn off my microphone until I got that fixed.
Alright, go for it. Well, that's a good start. Anyways, good evening everybody who is here and survived the beauty that is.
So that should be fixed right about now.
Perfect. Alright. There.
So we can get the stream.
Oh man, I hear the bells are ringing in the background. Ding.
Yeah, because I live next to a church. I can go and close my window.
I know it's no problem. It's more that it's kind of familiar to me because I'm also living rather close to a church, so the bells are kind of familiar to me.
Literally live right next to one.
Oh, well then you always know where to turn to if times are desperate.
Suppose I do.
Oh man. Sort of the future streams. The main reason why I played this audio clip is because I've recently seen somebody, like a Twitch streamer, losing a bet. And watching that video clip you heard for, what was it? 10 hours straight in one singular stream. That is quite something. Like, it was funny to just skip through the whole stream VOD to just see how it gets progressively worse and worse. Until he was just a shadow of his former self. Like, which one was the last file I actually used? I should really... I think it's this one, yeah, I not fixed. But it is disturbing. Well, that is anime in a nutshell. That's what it is. Can you speak up a little bit? Like, can you try and speak a little bit? Because I'm not sure if the audio levels are fine right now.
Sure, of course. So, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, complain about how Sekiro is kicking your ass right now.
Yeah, I can do that. So, well, I came into Sekiro expecting that it would play like Dark Souls. Surprisingly enough, though, it didn't play a whole lot like Dark Souls.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
it's much more mobile, right?
among other things, yeah. God, they actually went and added a jump button.
Yeah, like, you mean a decent jump button, not like the things the Souls game had and all constantly forced you to use.
Yeah, I mean, those technically had a jump function, but, well, they had a jump function in the loosest sense of the word possible. Sekiro actually has a dedicated jump button, like it's the A button on the controller,
Okay.
and it does really make a really large difference to how the game
Whoa.
actually plays.
Oh. Jesus,
I
that's
enabled
loud.
my Twitch Prime again.
I'm sorry.
Have my free subscription.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Grohl. That was pretty loud. I was not expecting that, but I think that's the idea of the notification, to just shock the hell out of me.
Okay, I'll stop talking about
Okay,
Sekiro.
we stopped talking. How about instead of Sekiro, we talk about Shakira? That's close enough.
They still keep playing that Samina Amina song on the radio occasionally.
What? Amina
I never
song?
really. Yeah, Samina Amina, hey, hey, waka waka, hey,
Ah, the
hey,
Waka
and
Waka
so on and
one.
so- Yes, exactly.
But her hips still don't lie, right? As far as I'm
No,
concerned.
they don't. Well, that was like her one good song that she had, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one was not bad. I think whenever was also not bad. Oh yeah, Africa was also. Oh yeah, Africa is called the Waka Waka AA song. So, yeah, it was the one. Wasn't it like the official song for the World Cup?
Yeah, the one in South Africa. It was. Which is another reason why I don't understand why they're still playing it. It's not that good of a song, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, it's your usual pop song, I guess.
I suppose so. Well, like, I'm one of the few people who would actually claim that pop music has gotten better over the past few years.
I mean, I am one of the people that actually does like Despacito, not as a meme, but
I don't mind it, actually, no.
yeah. Okay, so what?
But, you know, just talking about radio music, I think in the past few years there have been a bunch of songs that I unironically listened to, apart from, you know, in my car radio.
Which ones?
Well, there was a few years ago, Take Me to Church by Hosier.
Ah, yeah, that
Which I
one.
thought was, yeah, I think that's an unironically great song. Then last year, like that one, you know,
It's ironic
Whoa, I'm a
because
Rebel Just-
I am currently at the church, so I have been taken to the church. Haha. Anyways, continue.
Well, that's fitting. Also like that, you know, Feel It Still song by Portugal the Man. I thought that's a good song.
That one I don't quite remember.
You know, whoa, I'm a rebel just for kicks, yeah.
Ah,
Been
that
feeling
one.
it since 1986, and so on and so forth.
Oh yeah, that one is actually kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? So
Also, for some odd reason, Liver has the idea of putting the teleport locations on. What? Jesus, why is this teleport
what?
locations? Yeah,
Where?
they changed the teleport locations. Like the teleport to the monastery like brings you into some sort of dungeon underneath the monastery. You just
Yeah.
first have to like platform up to get. I mean, it kind of makes sense because it is kind of weird how you just teleport to a random point somewhere that has like nothing magical about it. So I can kind of see why they did that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose, but then it's like a teleport rune, isn't it? I mean, it's for people who want to get somewhere quickly, so I think it makes sense that it would just kind of teleport you right in the middle of the monastery.
Yeah, but isn't the logic like, for example, in D&D you have the spell teleportation circle where you do have to have another circle you can teleport to. I guess it kind of works
Yeah,
in
I
the same
guess.
logic that you use the rune to contact that teleportation circle, because all of those teleportation points up to this point also had this pentagram kind of thing, which would imply it is like a magical destination thingamabob.
Yeah, I guess I get what you mean. Like that somehow the place where you actually teleport to should be marked somehow.
Yeah, that is like how else would the rune know where to place you, or rather you as a spellcaster? I suppose.
Well, there's not really much in the way of consistent lore behind the magic in Gothic.
Yeah, that anyway. But I mean, they try at least, so that's admirable.
Yes, they do. I think that's kind of the thing about Gothic, isn't it? They tried. Like, they didn't have much. That sounded probably more condescending than I meant it.
But I think it's fairly fitting. Like the overarching thing of Piranha Bytes is they tried.
Yes. Well, they do.
Sometimes
You know.
it kind of works out, sometimes it works out horribly, but they tried.
Yes.
Oh, hey, good evening, Radox. How are you
Well, I
doing?
mean, to be fair, it's not like they have much of a budget to work with,
Yeah, that's true.
comparatively. And honestly, what I'd claim is that the first two Gothic games were both better than the first Witcher game.
Oh yeah, the first Witcher game was just a bunch of jank. And like,
Yeah, it's
so
really rough.
many weird, needless mechanics. Like, some of the things were just kind of pretty iffy. Like, I mean, the
Yeah.
whole menu was an absolute mess. It was just so
It was.
overly convoluted. It was horrible.
Yeah, and I couldn't get past the combat. That's kind of one of the few things that can really break a game for me, if the combat doesn't engage me.
Yeah, the combat was just pretty arbitrary. Like, oh hey, you're fighting a bunch of big guys, switch to big style. Oh, you're fighting a bunch of small guys, switch to quick style. Unlike otherwise, you would do absolutely no damage. It's like,
Yeah. It was effectively a rhythm game.
What? One
yeah, because you just clicked enemies to death in a rhythm.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you could say Witcher 1 kind of sucks. I mean, I'd say the writing was already decent and you could kind of tell that that's where the strength of the studio was. But the gameplay was just so janky.
Yeah.
It's hard to get past it.
Kind of the question, like, one of the things I'm actually curious about the Witcher 1 is how many of the choices you make actually matter, because there were quite a lot of choices you made, but I was never sure how much they actually came back to either bite you in the ass or...
I don't know, I've never played all the way through it. I've played like the first 2 chapters or something and then I gave up on it.
Let me guess, you gave up at the swamp.
Yes!
That's usually the stopping point, because the swamp is absolutely awful. Like the whole area, because you can barely, it's like just a big open mess where you can barely see where you're going. It's like the enemies are annoying. I think there's like this one thing that just explodes upon death, so you always have to roly-poly away, otherwise you take damage.
Yes, I remember something like that.
Yeah, I think they're like bloodsugar or something like that, like giant blood leeches that just go pop when they die.
It was also that game that gave you those weird cards for every woman you slept with.
Oh, that was beautifully quaint, and some of them were graphic as shit. Like
Yes,
not
they were.
even in the not safe for work kind, not in the erotic kind of way. Also, like I think the witch one was actually pretty gruesome, because she was like covered in blood and her cooch was hidden hidden behind a human skull. It's like, Jesus, Geralt, are you that horny? I mean, I would not. I mean, yes, she was a good look. She is good looking, but still, you can have like priorities.
Yes. You know, actually I think that CD Projekt is like one of the few developers that make consistently good looking characters.
That's true.
Like the ones that Bethesda or BioWare makes all look absolutely hideous.
Oh, holy crap. Fucking Oblivion NPCs.
Yeah, Skyrim really isn't much better if you don't mod it.
I have never really played...
What's your business here?
Oh, Jesus. Just get out. I want to talk to you, Gerbrand. Yeah, I haven't really... Then again, I think... I haven't really played anything from Bethesda beyond Oblivion.
Smart kid.
Oh, no, wait. No, Fallout 3 was afterwards, but Fallout 3 wasn't much better.
Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. I mean, Fallout 3 was, in retrospect... I mean, back then, I kinda respected it for sort of translating Fallout to a 3D game. But it became redundant the moment that New Vegas came out.
Yeah. Also, I hate how Yennefer is now. Oh yeah, that's true. In Witcher 1, Yennefer was completely absent.
In Witcher 2 too, I think.
Yeah, I think she in Witcher 2 she's only mentioned as far as I'm concerned.
Was she mentioned? I don't remember actually.
I think only like in like books or something like that. Also, Sultan. But I liked Sultan. Like he was kind of a growly growl person, but I still liked him. He was like one of the.
Yeah, I like Sultan too.
I think.
Yeah, but talking about that.
I think Dandelion was also missing throughout Witcher 1, right?
Not sure about that. But yeah, talking about that, I know that Yennefer is kind of Geralt's canon love interest, but when I played Witcher 3, I went for Triss because I liked her more.
Yeah, I mean, I always say that for Geralt himself, I would say Yennefer is a better fit for him, but I personally would also go for Triss, even though she is a manipulative bitch in the end.
Well, but so is Yennefer.
Yeah, but she doesn't. I would say she's less horrible about it, I guess.
She's more open about it, but like, I don't know, just Yennefer made a bad first impression on me in Witcher 3, because the first time you meet her, it was basically just, well, nice to meet you, now I'm just gonna fuck off and hang out with my cool new Nilfgaardian friends that I just met, see you, Geralt. And I was kind of like, so how is this meant to get me interested in her, you know?
But I think that's just part of her character, that she's kind of a like cold-shouldered person, but when you depend on her, she just has like this cold outer self, but she is actually a very caring person. She just doesn't like to show it a lot.
Yeah, well, I liked some of her scenes with Ciri, where you could actually tell that she does care for her and that she does see her as a daughter. But I don't know, she didn't appeal to me. She's just not.
Like, if you follow her around, it takes a long time for her to show her like more human side. So I can understand that people get annoyed at it too much. I was just a little I for once was a little bit influenced by the books, because in the books Geralt talks a lot about her and describes her scent of lilac and gooseberries the whole time. It's like, okay, yes, that guy is just completely madly in love with her.
Yeah, I haven't read those.
Yeah.
Also, and this might be a controversial opinion, I think the best Witcher 3 waifu is Anna Henrietta from Blood and Wine.
Who is that again?
You know, the Duchess.
That's not the one you bang in the dream, right?
No, she isn't. She's
she that's one of the you don't even have a romantic scene with, right?
No, she does. She isn't a love interest. No. But I always thought she was the best waifu. I like her accent.
She has like this fake Frenchish accent, right?
Sort of French, sort of Spanish, I guess. It doesn't really sound like anything.
We're talking about Witcher waifus right now.
Exactly, we are.
Yeah, I think my personal favorite is probably Shani.
She was in the first add-on, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was also
the healer,
the healer, like with the short red hair. I think the one you would do the thing on the boat, and if she had too much to drink, she would puke over the boat. which I found quite an interesting touch, because there's like one point where she's like, nah, I don't want to drink, so you can either convince her to drink, then she would puke over the boat, or she wouldn't. If you said nah, then don't drink.
That's fair. I didn't find her particularly memorable in Witcher 3.
Yeah, I think it's because I had a long history with her. Like, she's a pretty major character in Witcher 1. I always found her very sympathetic.
I know.
I think she is a character you can bang, but I think I never managed to do it, which was really frustrating for teenage me. Okay, let's see if Gerbrand is finally up.
Honestly, I think that Witcher 3 is one of the few games that do romance well.
Yeah, definitely. Also in the sense that most of the relations you had were not like a kind of a reward. They were more just something that felt natural. I think like
Oh yes.
Like the one I can relate most is the one from with Kira Metz.
Oh yes.
because it makes so much sense considering she used to be like live in a castle, this and that. She was like just living the life, and then now she's forced to live secluded in a tiny little fucking hut on the end of the world. So it makes sense that at one point she just longs for any sort of company, because she doesn't like Geralt particularly much, but he is more than just your average dirty peasant. So she's like, okay, you know what? I can work with that. I just need it really badly right now.
Yes, I liked her quest line.
Yeah. So without any spoilers, did you convince her to not go to the king, or?
I think I might have actually killed her.
You killed
God,
her?
it's been a while. No, wait. Let me think about it.
No, it's like the quest you do for her is get like some sort of MacGuffin, which she
Yeah,
wants.
there was something about. Yeah, it was a bioweapon. I remember that.
Yeah, or like a formula, because she wants to bring that to King Radovid to basically get her status back as a sorceress at the kingdom. And she thought with that she has enough leverage to convince Radovid. And you had the choice whether you give it to her or keep it for yourself.
Pretty sure I didn't give it to her.
I delivered it.
And also, I think there's also like a third choice where you can like say, okay, I give it to her, but you do not go to Radovid. It's too dangerous, or something like that. Also, I'm not walking in circles, I'm doing quests. Jesus Christ, pay attention. Like, I am actually really dutifully doing quests while at the same time discussing like the fucking pro streamer that I am, and the first thing that happens in the chat is getting bitched at. Holy shit! Okay.
Well, we are having a tough audience tonight.
I see. Yes.
So, was I the only one who thought that Ciri in Witcher 3 was a major Mary Sue?
She was, basically, but I think that was like set up from the very beginning that she's kind of a Mary Sue.
Again, I haven't read the book. I don't know if she was any better in those. But like,
I think the problem is that in Witcher 3, like in the books, it's very much a lot is focused on her childhood. Like she actually, like throughout the books, she's actually never adult. Like she never is a decent fighter at all. So it's the problem that you don't in the game, you don't get the growth she has.
Yeah,
which
because
makes her incredibly Mary Sue-ish in the end. Yeah.
Because like in the game she has super special powers, and she's the only woman who ever had Witcher training, and she's a literal princess, and oh, just look at how pretty she is, and she just kind of pissed me off, you know.
Okay, let's see. So then we go back to the game. So we go back to the game quickly. What should I put those learning points?
We absolutely have to.
Yeah, I could either learn more dexterity. I would actually like to have dexterity until I finally get acrobatics.
Well, I mean, we're an archer, so sure, let's go for dexterity.
It's either bow accuracy or bow or dexterity, but I think we'll just go for dexterity so I can maybe equip a better bow at one point.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because better bows is better damage. So.
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, I thought she always was younger than Ciri. Yeah, I think Ciri was never adult in the books. And she was never, I think, until all the way up to the end, she also never really was that big of a fighter. I think you have only like a brief section, like a quick flashback where you can see how Geralt trains
yes,
Ciri
right at the very
bit.
beginning. Yes.
Yeah, that is basically the majority of the book, or rather when she's missing, because throughout most of the books, it's always Geralt and Ciri being separated and like jumping back and forth between them and what they're doing.
Yes.
And yeah, the previous streams, I haven't uploaded any of the Gothic ones yet. I'll have to do that at one point. Yeah, that's also one of the things I'm starting to wonder if I don't even get acrobatics through skill and dexterity like in base Gothic 2 or Gothic 2 Night of the Raven. Because you would usually get it at 90 dexterity, but now I'm way over 130, so I feel robbed.
So
I have 104 base dexterity now.
So I wonder how terrible the Witcher Netflix series is gonna be.
Yeah, I'm curious about it.
Yes, morbidly curious.
Wolfskin. Ah, good work.
Because, like, I don't see a single chance that it's gonna be any good.
Yeah, well, in the end, I really don't care that much about, like, it's. I mean, I've read the books. That's enough for me. So I'm not sure what the show is going to add. Whether they're just going to like recreate the whole books, or
Well, I mean, obviously they want something to compete with Game of Thrones.
yeah. I mean,
Or to cash in on it, I guess.
yeah, or since Game of Thrones is going to end anytime soon, they are like, well, time to take the torch and continue on with the tradition.
Same reason that Amazon is doing a Lord of the Rings television show.
Oh, that as well.
Yes! Set like centuries before the actual Lord of the Rings, I think. I don't know, I don't really know much in terms of Lord of the Rings lore.
Yeah, I've only seen the movies, and I found that is, I guess, a bit of a horrible thing to say, but I found them, they're decent, but it's not like the best ones ever.
Yeah, I was never a big Lord of the Rings fan. I did actually read the books, but I don't care. I think that, like, in retrospect, like, from a modern perspective, a lot of about them seems really generic.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, it is. I mean, it's kind of mean to call it generic because I would say it's probably the mother of all, so it is the reason why. But I guess nowadays where literally everything is in that way, like all the D&D and other medieval fantasy stuff is basically based upon that. I guess
Yeah,
then it gets boring, obviously.
yeah. But basically, that's my problem with it.
Hey, you.
I was never really into it. I actually enjoy the movies in terms of that they're really good adaptations. But they're good adaptations of something I don't really care about all that much.
You think Lothar is
No,
related
I
to
have...
Warcraft?
Wait. No, I have seen the Warcraft movie. I have seen it. It was not very good. So, like, no, the Warcraft movie is interesting because it's a movie that almost works. Like, the plot is almost engaging, the costumes all look almost not silly, but again, it's just not quite there and it's not quite good. But at least it's interesting in the way it failed.
Let's see. So it's so weird to have so little in the quest log.
Yes, it is. So, where are we at the main quest anyway?
We have to fix the Eye of Innos. Like, we found the Eye of Innos, it's kaput, and now we just have to like assemble the three Powerpuff Girls to put it together again.
I'd like to assemble the three Powerpuff Girls. That was a fun show.
The only thing that I immediately think about is, like, I think during the newer episodes of the Powerpuff Girls, I think one of the writers self-inserted himself into the script, which is creepy as fucking hell.
I've heard that, yes.
And I think he's even like the boyfriend of the red one, I think, or something
Yeah,
like
I've lost
that.
him.
Hey,
I've read
you.
something like that. I haven't seen the new Powerpuff Girls, I am only familiar with the old one. But I've read about it. Like, they've been discussing that on, like, 4chan's cartoon and comics board. And I always was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you think that he could get away with that?
Honestly, I think it is kind of an obscure thing. Like, why? I think people at work were like, maybe, you know, that guy looks incredibly similar to this. It's like,
Yes.
okay, I think for him I have to retrieve a random book or something like that. So this wasn't exactly piece of this.
No, but like the old Powerpuff Girls was an unironically funny show.
Yeah, it's like it was one of those shows that were, I guess, also were also watchable for people that were probably not in the age range of it.
Yeah, I think so.
But not the
I
target audience in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was a kid when it was on. But, and God knows I probably didn't get a lot of the jokes back then, but...
Yeah,
no,
the
it was
classic
funny.
adult jokes that just go over people's head. I think like My Little Pony also does that with like I think one joke they had is like featuring the cast of the Big Lebowski as ponies or some shit like that.
Yes, I remember that. Because whenever there's a bowling alley in something whatsoever, you gotta have a Big Lebowski reference.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I couldn't watch Powerpuff Girls. I guess that was like my phase where I was just, no, that's too girly. No. Also, where
Well,
the
you
fuck is
say-
Polka?
Well, Wasser, you say the premise is terrible, but it's basically a Western version of a magical girl anime.
Well, that's why it's terrible, I assume.
If you put it like that, yes.
Where the hell is... Oh, Bolko's probably pissing himself right now. Let's see. Where is his pissing tree? There's his pissing tree. There we go. I have to beat the shit out of him. And I think he wants to talk to me.
Silvio doesn't like being.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, Powerpuff Girls too girly, but MLP just fine.
Well, the thing is when Powerpuff Girls... Okay, my animations are just freaking out for no reason. Also, I think I just lifestealed myself back to full health. Because I could have sworn I got hit at one point. But also, the thing is, between me watching Powerpuff Girls and me watching My Little Pony is at least like 10 years. That's the big thing. Powerpuff Girls was during TV where I was a teenager, was like, meh, fuck girly stuff. And now I'm adult and it's like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Try that again.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But you saw how weird my character was acting, right? That looked really fucking strange.
Yes.
I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. The two. Listen.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if I should pick up My Little Pony again. I probably shouldn't.
Okay, I had to do that. Yeah, I mean, isn't the final season or something like that now going to happen?
Yes, I think it's gonna run this year, yes.
Yeah, I was a little bit. I watched like a few episodes, like I think I've only talked about the ones that WK reviewed, and was like, okay, I want to see how much he talked about was actually part of the episode and how much he just pulled out of his ass.
Yeah, I sometimes think that way too when I listen to his reviews. Yeah, but there's just a point where I say, well, maybe I'm gonna watch the last season just to see how it all ends.
Yeah. I mean, I am currently starting for watching a decent show right now because not much to do. The things I'm currently doing is just watching Critical Role, which is like.
Well, you could finally get to watching Venture Brothers.
Honest, I started watching a few episodes and was just kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it takes a while to get there. But like, towards the end of the first season, start of the second season, it gets good and it keeps getting better.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Like-
what? Yes.
It's one of those shows where you can't really tell someone to start at the second season because like the first season establishes a lot of the characters that it eventually develops. But it does develop them, and I think that's kind of its main appeal, that it takes these characters that start off as like really simple parodies of like superheroes and cartoon characters, and then kind of gives them their own personality and their own relationships and keeps developing them in actually really surprising and kind of complex ways. And I think it's really impressive how it manages to juggle that.
So what the fuck is Higurashi no Nakukoroni?
Sounds like weep shit.
Yeah, it is weep. Well, especially, why do you keep suggesting weep shit to me, considering you're the ones that always bitches at me for watching weep shit? It's like you're just giving yourself reasons to moan at me.
Yes. You know, I find it fascinating how the dialogue in anime, even if you translate it, just doesn't sound natural at all.
Sorry? What was it?
I find it fascinating how the dialogue in anime, just even if you translate it, it just doesn't sound natural at all.
How do you mean that?
Oh gosh, it's hard to describe. Like, people have that weird... They use too many words to say what they're saying. Know what I mean?
But isn't that would be just more a thing, like, oh, I mean, do you mean in general the Japanese language, or do you just mean like how the dialogues are structured?
Yes, I think it's how the dialogue's structured. Like, I don't watch with subtitles, I watch in dub. and you can't tell how translators are kind of struggling to turn the dialogue into something that sounds natural in English or in German.
To push it. Yeah, especially because Japanese is a language spoken really quickly. That's especially since.
Yes, that too.
Especially, okay, and again, I guess it depends also on kind of anime, but the comedy ones also have this problem that everything is shouted. Like 80% of all the dialogue is shouted. So
like,
it's like
the acting, that's the other thing, yeah.
And not many people.
And like that's some of the stuff that really keeps me from getting into anime. I watch that stuff and I think people don't talk like
Hey,
that.
you.
for me, I can just
Is that a face you haven't
I can just suspend my disbelief. Oh shit! Sometimes it's gonna kick my ass.
I guess I'm just autistic about that.
Okay, this fucking animation is killing me. It just throws me off every time. But I think it's like the get past the defenses animation. Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
Works
because Master brought it up, I think that generally a lot of German dubs of American cartoons sound better than the actual American versions.
Yeah, I usually have the problem that there aren't that many German like voice actors, so we usually have this problem where it starts to overlap. So you have two characters with the same one. Like I think the worst thing I had at one point is watching like a war movie about a Chinese army, and the general had the voice of Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff. He's also the German voice of Chuck Norris, for example, and Benjamin Blümchen.
Nothing there.
Oh, did I kill him?
Wait, how did that
Nothing
happen?
there. Nothing to be.
Oh, I killed him
there.
completely? What? Alright, I guess he's dead then. Well, I thought I knocked him down. Like it's a melee weapon attack. I guess it's this like additional thing my Master Sword does, where it just like penetrates his blocks.
Well,
I guess
alas.
I guess they just coded that really badly. That it's the damage that goes through the block is actually not weapon damage. Yeah, the block penetration killed him. Was anybody mad about it? Otherwise, I'm just gonna say fuck it. I will have an unsolvable quest now. Wait, is it failed? No, it's not failed.
But where I was going with that is, for example, I think that The Simpsons had a way better German voice cast than American voice cast. Like when I listen, The Simpsons.
Yeah, I would say so. I definitely
Because
like,
if you listen to Homer, for example, and you listen to his American voice, you can tell that's a guy doing a voice. That's not someone's real voice. But the German voice, I could actually see someone talk like that.
I mean, I find it even worse with March, like the German and English one. Like the English one just sounds so horrible. Like this overly raspy voice is just, oof.
Yeah,
But
like it's interesting because like her old voice actress died.
Yes,
German voice actress.
Elizabeth
Right,
Volkmann.
and they replaced her with Anke Engelke, I think.
Yes, she was, and she's absolutely horrible because she just tries to ape the English voice, and she's
Exactly, that's what I meant. She's closer to the English voice, but she's worse overall.
Yeah, because it's fucking Anke Engelke, when they only picked her because she's fucking Uncle Engelke, because she's a comedian, she's kind of famous. Look at that, because that's literally the only reason they picked her. They were like, I think we had like a sample scene with like her voicing it and somebody else, and that somebody else was a no-name, and she voiced it also completely different, but in an interesting way. Like that was like, okay, yeah, I can see that. I would definitely prefer that over fucking Uncle Engelke with her shitty Yes.
I need to look it up.
Yeah, it might be still out there. I'm not sure where I found it. So, okay, I'm going to try and find Sagitta's cave to bring her some herbs. Right, can't relate to German. Well, I can imagine that as somebody who doesn't speak German.
Generally speaking, the quality of German voice acting isn't that bad. But I do wish they would actually show movies in original English here in Germany.
Oh, isn't that a thing that there are some cinemas that show it in the original English dub?
Well, like, not in the middle of nowhere in Bavaria, no.
Well, then, yeah, of course. Bavaria is also completely another thing in general. Because Bavaria is just a part of Germany doesn't like to acknowledge it exists.
Well, at least we're not in Eastern Germany. No, but I get what you mean.
Should bring Goblin Baron here's a kid's cave. It's just what I always pick up in the conversation with various Germans. So that's not me talking. Also, I am.
No, I know what you mean.
I think I missed the cave. God damn it. Yeah, I know I have a small amount of goblin bears, but the thing is, it's harder to locate them because the whole vegetation looks different. And I usually always had like the vegetation as a point of orientation to find like those big plants. And since now everything looks different, it's asinine to find that shit. Also because I care less. That's
So by the way,
yes.
So by the way, talking about movies and anime, sorta, I saw the movie Alita Battle Angel pretty recently.
Oh, that's the one with like that almost anime looking ish.
Yeah, the robot girl.
Yeah, which has like these big bulgy eyes, which are a bit unsettling the first time you see it.
Yeah, it was so weird. Like generally, I mean, the movie, it was one of those movies where you think it had a lot of CGI, and CGI is just not quite there yet to make what it's trying to depict realistic.
Oh shit. Also, hey,
So, well, I mean, it wasn't really a bad movie, but I don't know, like there's a really big hype around it on some side, and I kinda don't get it.
I do probably know why, because I'm kind of surprised that you, as a 4chan goer, don't know about
Well,
it.
it's
But
weeps and why, you mean the Captain Marvel thing?
yeah, it's like as a protest against Captain Marvel, because the whole actress and also I think some of the things were like going full feminist on it, and so people just as a sign of protest just said, okay, let's watch Alita Battle Angel instead, because fuck this shit.
Well, I did watch Alita Battle Angel, and I didn't watch Captain Marvel, and I can say Alita Battle Angel was not really all that good either.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is for me that I don't really care about cape shit anyway, so for me I just don't give a shit how Captain Marvel is going to turn out.
Well, I don't have anything against cape shit in general, but like the Marvel Studios movies are just very low quality cape shit.
So, there's a difference. Okay.
Kinda.
I stopped being contrarian for the sake of being compare. Cape shit is just a term for superhero stuff for like some communities.
Well, yeah, like I mean, the DC movies occasionally make a good one, and like the X-Men movies occasionally good. Like not really consistently either, but at least they try to do something interesting more often than Marvel Studio does.
Also, guys, where the fuck is Sagitta's cave? I forgot about. I'm not finding it anymore. Oh shit.
But what I do still like are like the 80s, 90s Batman movies by Tim Burton.
Oh yeah, I really that's one of the rare ones I actually watch myself because they're.
Oh yeah, they totally hold up.
Oh, for the love of fucking God! I was like,
Talking
oh
about
hey,
Tim
only.
Burton,
Yeah. Like,
have you seen that awful new Dumbo movie that he made?
No, that sounds horrible.
Like the trailers. It does look horrible. I haven't seen the movie, of course, but like even just the pictures of how Dumbo looks is creepy as shit.
Yeah. Also.
Wait, let me bring that up real quick.
Yeah. Also, I just got jubated by the fucking game again because I was like, oh shit, I'm getting chased by skeletons. Oh hey, the big dangerous one is gone, so I can probably fight them. And then suddenly it turns out that the skeleton, the big angry skeleton, was just invisible and started beating the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I actually found it.
There's the Shrine of Innos in front of the cave too. Okay, let's see.
I mean, look at that fucking thing. Look. I just posted in the chat.
Oh yeah, also Will Smith. Will Smith. Oh Jesus. Although I don't find it that bad, although the human eye, like the humanish eyes, look a bit off.
Yeah, it's those eyes.
Those eyes don't lie. Let me just put it into the thing. There we go. Oops.
And like, you know, what I wonder is what the hell happened to Tim Burton? he used to make such good movies.
That's true. Although I mean, sooner or later you just lose your mojo. I mean, Steven Spielberg hasn't made a good movie for ages as well.
Yeah, I guess. I actually saw Ready Player One a while ago.
Oh yeah, that's
It
like
was
this whole like movie circle jerk movie, right?
It was like, yeah, virtual reality video game stuff. It
Yeah, I
was
mean, wasn't there like
pretty
one
awful.
big scene where you can see like different characters, like Tracker from Overwatch? Also, do I not? I thought I have a map.
Yes. Among other things, like, basically everything was in it. Tracer from Overwatch, like Master Chief from Halo.
Also, I could have sworn I had a map that would show me all the shrines, but I think I'm just a big dum-dum. Okay. Oh,
Well,
shit.
I don't know who thought it was a good idea to make a live-action Dumbo movie, but like Disney is making a live-action everything movie. That's like that weird thing they have going on. They remake each one of their cartoons as a live-action movie.
Yeah, Dumbo just being kind of a bad choice. Okay. I'm saying,
Yeah,
okay. What? No, I'm saying shrines. I'm not saying Schweins. Schweins would sound like this, ja! Oh yes, please, live action Hunchback of Notre Dame, but still having the fucking gargoyles in it. Okay, so where... Please point me on... Or is Sagitta's cave behind Jacob's farm again? Like, please, somebody help me here.
I know that it was like somewhere to the left of Owner's farm.
Because it's sad because I already... Oh wait, I think it's somewhere behind Jacob's farm because I think I accidentally stumbled into it when I was killing some random bandit camp. So I think I'll have it. I have it. I think I eureka myself to the solution. Oh god.
Well, I
it's
mean,
shame.
technically, I wouldn't mind a live-action Hunchback of Notre Dame movie.
Yeah,
But
I
like,
mean,
not the Disney version.
yeah, if it's done more to faithful to the original, like I said, without the fucking gargoyles, and also not a dumb sappy happy end.
Yeah, but like you won't get it from Disney.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, it did, like I can see why Disney adjusted some things. Like for example, the Little Mermaid adjustments I thought were decent enough because I mean, holy shit, the actual original was absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I get it for like old fairy tales. Yeah, they have a lot of gruesome stuff in. But I think just Disney goes too far in making them too cutesy.
Nothing
Yeah.
to plunder.
I mean, I absolutely hate their Alice in Wonderland movie.
Nothing
Like,
there.
because everything about it just looks so incredibly saccharine and cute. Like, even the Queen of Hearts, which, you know, of course is kind of done funny and off with her head, but still is meant to be kind of threatening, which she just isn't at all in the Disney movie.
Yeah, she's just a comic relief character almost. That like when she shouts off of her head, you don't really take her that serious in the end because it's like, oh, hello, Invisible Field Raider, go fuck yourself, Invisible Field Raider.
Which is kind of something you got to admire. Like, Disney managed to ruin Alice in Wonderland twice. They also made
Oh,
that
God.
live-action movie, yeah.
Yeah, the one with Johnny. Actually, technically three
Yes.
times considering it has 3 movies.
Oh, right, that one had a sequel, yeah.
Yes, which had
Alice-
Sacha Baron Cohen as some sort of keeper of time.
I think so, yes. Alice in Narnia,
Alice in Narnia.
basically.
Also, a live-action Toy Story movie would actually sound not that bad of a thing. That would actually be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like they
They're
would need to
actually
go.
making Toy Story 4.
Honestly, I've never been gotten into the Toy Story movies. They were just never that interesting to me.
They were consistently pretty alright.
Okay, go to the church road, go straight, and then turn left in Wall Hill. Okay.
You know, Pixar in general have always been pretty good. Have kind of been losing it lately. But they've made a lot of good stuff.
Oh, definitely. I think like Inside Out was a really great movie.
Oh, Inside Out was a really nice movie. So was Ratatouille, The Incredibles.
Yeah, Ratatouille was only like in the sense of watchable. Like it was entertaining, but it was nothing like that was heartwarming or something like that. While I would definitely say Inside Out had like real heartwarming moments that would generally surprise me. I mean, the moment,
I can agree
how
with
is this
that.
thing called again? I think Bing Bong or so died, or
Bing
quote
Bong,
unquote
yes.
died. I was like, Jesus, why do I have so strong feelings for a fucking imaginary friend thing?
Ice Age. I liked the first one. I thought that all the other ones were absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like, Ice Age was nice. The first one was good, but then it just had got the sequelitis where it just didn't like the new movies were just more of the same, but didn't really add anything interesting or new. It was
Yes,
definitely
exactly.
it isn't fun and entertaining.
Yeah, it's kind of the same problem that Shrek has.
I would disagree there in the sense that
Like the second one, yeah, the second one was still really good.
yeah, Shrek definitely improved with the second one because it had a bit more character in the end.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the first and the second Shrek were good.
And then
And now they
yeah,
became kind of a meme.
yeah, and then the third one was absolutely awful. Like they just completely dropped off the face of the earth. However,
Yes.
I would say the fourth one was genuinely good. Like the
I
fourth one was
haven't seen the
actually
fourth one.
watchable. Yeah, because it was kind of a surprise because it was surprisingly serious. Funny enough.
Ah,
Also, I think this map is just ass. Like I am not there where the map shows me where I am. Like I'm supposedly in the middle of the fields, right in front of Onar's farm. This map is full of shit.
well, personally, I didn't like that pool.
I
Just
like.
wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, I liked that pool. It was funny. It was like I mean, you have to like the style of humor. Like it is really self-aware.
See, I thought it had like exactly one good scene. And you know which one it is.
One good scene. Actually, I can't follow you. Okay, if you want to go to the
Well-
Cave, you must go north to Jacob's Farm directly north.
Well, I mean the calendar girl one.
Still gotta help me out.
You know, the one with the holidays?
Nope, still doesn't ring a bell.
Gosh, it was like the one memorable scene that movie had. Like, where he had sex with his girlfriend, and they had a joke about every holiday.
Oof. I don't remember it all. Also, I'm gonna die.
Ah, seriously?
No, I don't remember it. The thing is also I'm currently being overwhelmed by people trying to direct a blind man and you trying... Yes, I know, I am trying! It's hard because somebody's gushing about a movie scene I don't remember and I'm trying to find a fucking cave entrance that's fucking nowhere. Yeah, I'm so
Okay.
close. I'm so close to just going to... Okay. I'm so close to just say fucking go to Sagita and... Or how is it? Isn't there like a
Nothing
command where
there.
you can say go to person X or Y? Because it's somewhere here.
Yes, but
Also,
I think
fucking skeletons, stop annoying me. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm... The thing is, there are also some annoying skelly boys close by that will... Oh, okay, they're right in front of me. Good. You know what? I'm just gonna kill them. Because I do not like skelly boys. Let's see.
I like some skelly boys.
No, they're
I
spooky
like
skelly.
Papyrus.
I'm not sure what to say. Like, I do technically like Papyrus, but at one point it just got kind of tiring. Like, I think he definitely... Like, it is good that he wasn't as prominent as... Like, that he got a backseat role after all, because I would say having him around... Could you attack them, please?
Well, no. That's true. He couldn't carry the whole game, but then I think the
Yeah.
same can be said about basically every character in Undertale. They're
That's true.
all kind of one notes.
Yeah, one note's an incredibly... I wouldn't say not obnoxious, but pushy in a way. Like, they have one character trait which they just push and push and push, which is entertaining, but just... Like, that's just probably the reason why I dislike Alpha so much, because she definitely overstays her welcome, because she constantly nags you.
She does.
Also, Fast and Furious movies are shit, because they're about car races, and car races are fucking boring.
Okay, no joke. I've seen every single one of those, and I actually wrote reviews for them.
I mean, I can see, because they're like self-aware in how fucking campy they are. I can
Yeah,
definitely
it took them a while to get there. But once they stopped taking themselves seriously, they got surprisingly fun.
Yeah, I think that's why I would say Detective Pikachu could also be interesting, because it looks like a movie that is self-aware of how silly the
Yes.
plot is.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to that one. It looks a lot of fun.
Where the fuck is this goddamn cave? Holy shit! It's a cave! How can I miss it so hard? Oh look, there's an oh no, it's actually not invisible. Like, jeez, okay, there's Cyclops' farm. I just have to go north, but there are shadow beasts in their room. Also, stop chastising people for asking questions. That's what the chat is for.
Yes,
We're here for doing conversation and shit.
true.
Okay,
No,
is
I
this
think that
is this the way to Sagita's cave? Please tell me yes, otherwise I'm gonna scream. I think it's not. Holy shit, where is it?
neither do I.
Follow the giant.
Well,
There are giant stone walls everywhere. Holy shit! That's like saying go through the trees. Also, now you're disagreeing with each other, and I think this is not the way, because now I'm going away from it. Yeah, because look, I'm going towards that stupid bridge. Ah! Breasts!
So yeah, no, I think that Detective Pikachu looks potentially interesting.
Yeah, like the first trailer just made me scared, especially because of the fucking Mr. Mime or Pantimos. Like that thing just
Yeah.
looked scary, and I was like, no, I do not want to watch any movie that involves this creepy motherfucker, because I already found that thing unsettling in the main Pokemon game, and now seeing it like realistic, like with this whole skin texture and such, it was like just ugh.
You know, people complain a lot about the designs of the new Pokemon, but like the first generation had a lot of weird designs.
Yeah. Oh, I think I found it! I found it! Holy shit, I found it!
Eureka!
Oh, Jesus motherfucking Christ.
I mean,
Holy
the first
shit.
Pokemon...
Okay,
I
sorry.
mean, the first Pokemon generation had a Pokemon that was literally just a vaguely racist caricature of a black woman.
Oh yeah, you mean Rosanna or Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx in English. And I always wondered, like, how did they get that idea?
I mean, some of it, like, I can see the art, because I'm one of the people that does defend, like, say that the new Pokemon all look like shit, but yes, I also agree that some of the old Pokemon, of Generation 1 Pokemon, were just kind of lazy or dumb. I mean, one is just literally a Pokeball.
Well, yes. Well, the idea is that it's the Pokemon version of a Mimic.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, that's also one thing I think some people don't get as my point. Like, yes, simple doesn't mean that it's bad, but I mean, it's still not a fucking keychain. It's...
Well, yes. No, like, I'm not gonna disagree. The new Pokemon generation's really dumb design.
Arceus. Rosanna is the German name for Jinx. You know, I think in the anime she was actually a Santa's little helper.
Yes, she was.
I remember that episode, which was kind of strange and weird, because she also gave the hero a big smooch.
Yes. Well,
Also, Woodland Berry Broth.
the
Oh, health
Pokemon...
bonus +1.
The Pokemon anime in general, like the first generation, was kind of weird.
Yeah. Although I did find it like... Okay, I think I'm actually gonna buy this, like, berry broth and this recipe for Woodland Berry Broth.
Woodland Berry Breath sounds like a My Little Pony character.
Generation 3 at Mudkips. Oh yeah, this dumb meme. Like, I heard you like Mudkips.
Who doesn't like Mudkips?
I don't know, they just look weird to me.
Oh,
I
come
think
on, they're adorable.
But I think I did take it as a starter when I tried Generation 3. Because what are the other two? I think one is the...
Torchic?
Yeah, the flying bird thing. That started the whole fighting fire meme, I think.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Because for some odd reason, a phoenix bird turns into a fighting type, and not a flying type after a while.
No idea.
Okay, let me take I want to try something that Woodland, because the Woodland Berry Broth says it gives me +1 health, and I wonder if it's actually permanent +1 health, which would be actually kind of a neat thing. Cause gotta max everything. Okay. Let's take this save game. Where were we?
Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Pokemon. So
There's
what was
a Pokemon ROM hack that I've once started and then stopped and just watched a Let's Play of because I'm not good at Pokemon. That was like really awful, but it was interestingly awful.
why was the balance completely fucked?
Well, yeah, the gameplay was trying extremely hard to be hard too, but like, no, it was the writing that was really, like, it was so incredibly edgy. If you're interested, it was named Pokemon Reborn. And they had so much weird stuff. Like, they had a guy kill himself somewhere.
Jesus.
Like, one of the gym leaders.
Christ, that's a bit dark.
Yes.
Although I did hear that the newer generations are actually much more mature in their
Yeah, but like this was like absurdly edgy, especially because like all the characters looked like really designed anime characters. And yeah, like the evil team were a bunch of literal terrorists that blew stuff up.
Well, that's sure is a thing.
And then there was some other stuff, like they had... Yeah, that's the other thing. They were also one of those games that try really hard to be progressive. Like, they had a gender fluid character that had their own pronoun.
So it's just like incredible, obnoxiously progressive in that sense.
Yes. Like that was the thing I remember. They had a guy who used their own pronoun.
I like that he could pronounce it pronoun instead of pronoun because it sounds like some sort of dude thing.
Yeah.
Like-
No. He wasn't the one who killed himself. Oh, and they had like an evil mad scientist who tortured orphans.
Well, that sure is a thing, I guess.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it's like one of the things you just play because it's just so strange and awful at the same time.
Yes.
Kills
Like I think
herself.
they actually had a really good Let's Play thread on something.
Hey, you.
I guess it mainly involved mockery.
It involved what?
It mainly involved mockery.
Yes, it did.
Well, does that
Mockery.
because that actually sounds like one of those something awful threads that is probably really good. But I haven't been to something awful since ages.
I
think Groll is going to be upset to hear that because he bought me the account over there.
Hey.
And Varser, I think it's still ongoing. So, or it was at least back when I read it. So I don't think that it's on the archive yet, at least.
Okay, let's see. I think I can go to. I think I can also give Wolf a new job by going to.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That ROM hack is like absurdly long. Like it has 16 badges.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah. And also I think it's not quite finished yet. Like they're working on, like it came out episodically and they're working on the last episode right now.
Jesus, that's like one of those. Wasn't there like? It reminds you a little bit of that, like, you know, longest fanfic ever that is still being written or something like that. That is now in these 60,000 pages or so. Feels like
That's
one of those.
That Smash Brothers fanfiction, of course, right?
Oh, is that what is it? That's what you said. God.
I think so, yes. Yeah. I know that one exists too. It's such a weird thing, Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, it is the ultimate fan fiction writer dream because it has all the characters already in the same universe you would like to combine. Also, I just realized I do not have the one teleport room, so I have to walk.
Well, yes, but like Nintendo never had much in the way of characters that could carry a written story.
Well, that's the
Mostly.
well, I mean, I guess that's the positive thing because they have such blank slates as characters that you can fill in your own shit easily without
I guess.
having the risk of breaking their respective character. Ow.
Yeah, I guess.
Could you stop frying me, Mr. Seeker person?
Well, by now, basically every single character in any video games whatsoever is in Super Smash Bros. Like, they've moved away from just doing Nintendo stuff long ago.
Yeah, I don't like how they're kind of taking the piss at this point and just adding really obscure shit like the fucking piranha plant. And not
Yeah,
just like
I love
any,
that too.
and not just a famous piranha plant, just a piranha plant. Is it like how is it called? PD piranha or some shit like that? No, it's just
Yeah.
piranha plant.
Yeah, I appreciate it too.
Inos, grant me your
There's
aid
so much
and
fire,
purify
like
this
random
shrine.
Fire Emblem shit I've seen, which is like, what the fuck is this shit?
I know absolutely zero about the series.
Yeah, me too. Like, I've played the new Smash Bros. at a buddy, and sometimes I just pick out and be like, who the fuck is this? Why should I care about him?
Yeah, especially because all the characters from Fire Emblem are literally just a guy with a sword.
Yeah. And
Yes, that's true. They haven't added Waluigi. Like, that's just to add insult to injury.
Yeah, because that's like one of the characters everybody would like to see, and it makes like it is one of the it is kind of just not infuriating, but it's just like he's like one of the characters that gain popularity through the fans. Like, Nintendo hasn't done anything with the character, so but still managed to become a fan favorite because of like internal memes and shit. And they're not.
I mean, I do like his design.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the lead designer hates them because he got a lot of flack for it. Like, I think there's this usual thing where people just go too far and start harassing the dev for that shit, which is like, well, the usual ugh. And yeah, I mean, yes, Waluigi has character, but what I meant is in the sense that like he never was featured in a like normal game, quote unquote.
No, he wasn't.
He was always just like in a tennis or party game. Like, I mean, literally the first game he was in was Mario Tennis. The only reason he exists is because they wanted a double body for Mario.
Well, yes. Well, but they put Daisy in Smash Bros.
That's also like one of those complete. I think she was. I mean, I'm not sure. I think Mario Tennis was also her first game.
No, she's from. No, she's from.
Oh yeah, from the Super Mario Land games, right?
Yes.
But she was just a damsel in distress there, but didn't.
But yeah, she was just not Peach.
Yeah, not Peach. And I mean, she has even less character, or rather, well, I would say no. Waluigi actually has kind of a character and different like things. I found
Yes, he does.
he has and he has like his signature things. He has kind of like a handsome, dashish, roguish thing because I think he often like interacts with a rose, or I think his usual buddies are either Bob-omb or the piranha plant. So yeah, there's like this.
Well, he's basically Dick Dastardly from Vacuum Races.
Oh god, I remember this one.
Yes, you do.
And although I much preferred the one where they were constantly trying to stop a pigeon, you know, where they're like in different flying machines, and they came always up with this really weird like, just don't gun it down. No, put like 5 planes together to create a giant like catcher's mitt or some shit like that. It's like it was just but it was always exciting to see what the hell they put together next time to stop the pigeon.
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera always produced some pretty weird stuff. There are also the guys behind various incarnations of Scooby-Doo and stuff.
Oh god, Scooby-Doo. That's one of the shows I think I never watched because it was always even I found it dumb as a kid because it was just too predictable how it worked.
Well, I haven't seen much of it either, but yeah, it's one of those franchises that kind of everyone just knows and they kind of keep surviving on name recognition.
It's also kind of amazing in the sense that oh god, I'm gonna die. Okay, time to run. How much how many movies they also made about it recently?
A bunch, yeah. Like, oh, I know that those 2 live-action movies that they made, like, when I was a kid, that were actually directed by James Gunn, who did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, I gotta start somewhere, I guess.
Yes, you do.
Also-
Well, he made some kind of independent stuff before.
Also, Jesus, that dragon snapper is persistent. Like, he wants me bad.
Yes.
Oh no! He's eating the sheeps! You bastard! That was 10 experience you stole from me, you piece of gunk. Here, let me smack you for it. Bad dragon snapper.
You know, I always liked designs of the dragon snappers.
I like it, but I always find it's weird to me that they have no arms whatsoever.
Well, they're raptors.
Yeah, but raptors at least have small arms, right?
Yeah,
They have
true.
some sort of. I just find it weird because I think arms are kind of essential for keeping balance. So I always think that they are just not able to live because they would just constantly topple over. That they just don't have enough sense of balance to actually survive in this world.
That's true, Bartix. They could be eating flowers instead. That was
Yeah.
still,
I
that
think the
was still
last
the
ti-
highlight of your streaming career.
They have to. What? Oh, yeah, eating flower. I get it. Ha 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 ha. And I think we recently also had a discussion about dragon snappers, and I think at one point Mr. Big Nerd Vaser like looked up some weird creature that only had arms and no legs and some shit like that, just to prove his point that it's possible. And it was like some sort of weird mole creature or something like that. It's just like, yeah, that's like one of those creatures that just God made because he was pissed at something and just wanted to take his frustration out on it.
Probably, yes.
I mean, things like, I think like pandas are also like one of those creatures that would have gone extinct ages ago if people wouldn't desperately try to keep them alive.
Well, probably.
You know,
But I like pandas.
grant me your aid and purify this shrine.
Was it? I think it was only 4 minutes straight with the laughing flowers. Don't go over the top like that.
God. Paper Mario 2 was a great game.
Definitely 1,000 years old. Oh, the N64 one was also good. Like I would say
Yeah.
N64 one basically put the engine in place, and 1,000 Year Door then made the story, or basically made the writing then. Like basically like how Bethesda made Fallout with Fallout 3 the engine, and then Obsidian came and actually added the good writing to it.
True, yes. So, are you looking forward to the new Vampire Bloodlines game?
Technically yes, but practically we know absolutely nothing about it. Also, I just realized that Teleporter Stone doesn't seem to exist at this point because I looted those
Well,
cards.
like, I'm cautiously optimistic for Bloodlines 2.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it to be a good game, but so far there's absolutely zero evidence that it's going to be a good game.
Well, I mean, some of the same people from the first game work on it, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, but I mean that's 15 years ago. That still doesn't like we had it with Tim Burton. 15 years is a lot of time to not produce anything decent anymore.
True.
So
I
it's
want it to be good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would love it because Vampire Bloodlines is definitely one of those games I still have like a
Let's hit
weak
the
spot
past
for,
some-
or soft spot, not weak spot.
Yes, so do I.
Good. See,
Like, I mean, I've played it the first time, I think, somewhere around the same time you did. Like, way after it actually came out, because I heard it was a cult classic.
What can I offer?
But, I found myself surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
No, the teleporter I have is inside the Valley of Mines, but not in Corinus. I have to.
Yeah. Like, that's actually a good point. Bloodlines 2 is a pretty angry...
Yeah, it's kind of a dumb
hey,
title, but
you.
I mean, it's a title. Whatever, fine. It could also be called Vampires: The Legend of the Pretty Princess Pony. I don't care as long as it's good.
I
Can
like
be-
the title.
I
It's
know, right?
evocative.
Yes. It really makes you think.
Yes, it does.
It gets your noggin jogging. Mainly because what kind of title is this?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the next thing? I have to talk to Pyrocar, right? So, oh yeah, now you can see where the fuck this teleporter takes me. Because usually, to the monastery, it would usually drop you right in front of the entrance, right?
You'd think so, yes.
Yes. Alright. Okay. Hello, here I am in the middle of this damn fucking cave. Now let's see where I am.
Wow.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
underneath
but
here.
you come out here.
I have to make this jump over here, because otherwise I'm fucked. No, I didn't make the jump, so now I'm fucked.
Yeah, basically this just seems like a way to make it less.
Oh, I think I'm... Yeah, it's just... I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, it makes sense in the sense that it's like a teleporter-like room. But it's just obnoxious because it's just so out of place, and it's also really hard to get around there.
Well, yes.
Yeah, couldn't I just make a room, a convenient teleporter room somewhere? Or I can also go through here. I think I can also get to the monastery through here. So let's see. I think, yeah, I can just turn the corner here and then just go up. I hope. Because don't make me try and make that like, especially why does it have to be a jump? Why can't it just be a normal walk? Ah, there we go. Yeah, there's stairs. I could just walk up here to the... But still, it's a waste of time to walk all the way.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing, right? It might make more sense in terms of story, but it makes playing it less convenient. Because it just adds a way that you have to walk before you actually get where you want to go.
Yeah. I mean, it adds lore-ish, like a more sense-ish lore, but yeah, it's kind of a... It's, I guess, comparable to, I guess kind of like... I would compare it like a little bit to the traveling in Morrowind, where you just couldn't go, usually, not always could go directly to where you wanted to go, and had to like plan out your route, which was, I found, strangely immersive, even though it is obnoxious in the end.
Well, yes. Yes.
Oh wait, shit, does he want like a proof from Zardes, and I have to walk all the way to Zardes, so he gives me shit. Is this annoying thing?
Oh gosh.
I'm going to have to yes, and Zardes is already at the fucking circle, so that means I have to run to the fucking... Oh, I forgot about this.
I always hated that sort of... I always hated that sort of quest this time. We're just sent all over the place.
Why did nobody tell me about this? You probably did tell me about this, but I'm gonna bitch at you either way. Fuck you, people in the chat. Fuck you, Bordix, for telling me about it, and I'm ignoring it. Oh, okay, what's the quickest way to fucking sun circle? Yes, I just realized. Didn't get big tits in this one.
They should have done that.
Yes, just cause. You know, I'm probably just gonna edit the files and give Zardes big tits myself.
I think you should.
Yeah, I can just give him citizens clothes. I can do that myself. I didn't even need to mod the file. The file. Also, I would like to go to sleep because it's getting dark, but the problem is there's no bed I can sleep in because this mod can also add the idea of adding the problem that you can't just sleep in any bed because reasons.
So basically, you always have to buy your in the tavern.
Yeah. I have to use the Telerock to temple. Oh yeah, teleport rock to the temple. That's a good idea. Then I can also have a sleepy in the tavern. Let me see where this teleport rock drops me. Oh, okay. If this one they just didn't bother, I was still just getting sent to that crossroad here.
Yeah, probably
like,
for the better.
Yeah, I just imagine feeling like, okay, we mapped it out for this. We mapped it out for... Oh, where do we put the teleport circle at the tavern? Fuck it. Just... Yeah, just... Or like a pentagram on the roof of the tavern. Just some... Like, Orlan just did not notice it. I thought it's just some rascally prank or so. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna paint that down.
Someone just kinda putting up a graffiti.
Exactly, like it's he was like, I guess that's some sort of Banksy type, whatever. Go forward. More power to you.
Yes. I think
Well,
Turinus needs a more active street artist.
Definitely.
Been there, done that.
I mean, the good thing is that I need to walk so long now is that you can talk about many other things in peace and quiet, so I don't have where I don't have to concentrate that much.
Yep, that is pretty convenient. So, right, we were talking about Bloodlines 2.
Yes, exactly.
Again, it's kind of in that position of could be good. I'd like to be cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, it's the same with like the Outer Worlds, which is also like cautiously optimistic. You hope it's gonna become, you hope it's gonna be good.
Yes.
But
Well,
I mean, the
well,
whole
that Epic Store thing, yeah.
yeah, that whole controversy is just obnoxious, and I am
You know, on one hand, I'm glad that Steam is finally getting a bit of competition. On the other hand, though, that competition is basically just Epic buying up exclusives, and I have
Yeah.
that shit when I'm, with consoles.
yeah, they're basically trying to bring the console wars to tomorrow, and it's the thing, like Epic just does it for the wrong reason. Like one of the things that generally surprised me is that the Epic Store does not even have a how do you call it, Warenkorb? How do you
Yes.
how do you call
Yeah,
how do you
that's-
say it in English? I'm completely stumped
Yeah.
right now. A sales card, whatever the
Yeah.
hell. You just can't buy several games at once. You have to buy all shopping cart. There you go. Jesus Christ, why am I so retarded right now? Yeah, that's something like, I mean, a shopping cart. That's like the most basic thing of
Of an online store, yeah.
an online store. It's amazing how that actually is not existing right now.
Yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like if someone finally comes along to Steam, I would have hoped that they would compete by actually being more customer friendly.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, one of the things is that they don't have, it would actually be better if they don't have as many features as Steam, because for me, at this point, Steam is just completely overbloated with features you just don't care about, but you just get,
Oh, yes.
I wouldn't say strong-armed into it, but you just get constantly reminded that this stuff exists.
Yeah, Steam, they've seen
Yeah.
better times.
Yeah, feature creep, especially because it just makes the client so overbloated. Like, especially like the search feature for like mods and shit is just non-functional, to say the least.
Yes. Well,
But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not going to install the Epic client. Like, I'm somebody who rarely buys games at release, so I can wait a year for the Outer Worlds. And if I really need to have it badly, I might just pirate it, because fuck.
yes.
And
Well,
then just buy it when it comes out on Steam, for
Nothing
example.
there.
Exactly. Well,
But-
I've been pirating a lot of games lately since I'm poor, but
Yeah, you do it out of necessity, basically.
yeah, pretty much. I've been actually buying some indie games recently, which I kind of want to support in principle.
Oh yeah,
Nothing to be had
definitely.
there.
That's like one of the things I would probably never pirate indie games.
Yes. Well, yeah, but Steam has seen better days. Valve in general has seen better days.
Yeah, I mean, look at how well Artifact is doing. Lol. Artifact is doing. I think at this point it only has like 352 players tops for a online card game. That is absolutely abysmal. Also, I think I haven't been to
Yeah.
those caves in this place. I might as well take a look see at them.
Also, they actually released Hunt Down the Freeman on Steam.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's kind of, it's definitely not good that they are just like so shovelware-ish. Although I'm not as much of a drama queen as Jim Sterling is, for example, that like says, oh, that's literally the end of the world, that there's so much shit on it. It's like, yeah, I mean, there are also controversial titles on it, like that rape game or whatever, but it's just, it doesn't hurt anybody in the end. It's like, it's not something that it's not something that directly affects you as a customer. That's what I mean, rather.
No, not as a customer, but like the whole platform
Nothing
being
to be had
flooded
there.
with
Nothing to
very
be had
low
there.
quality products just kind of doesn't bode well for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like for devs, definitely it's like, I mean, indie devs do have the problem that their games just get like buried beneath asset shit, asset flips, and other shit. So I can
Yes,
see,
exactly.
but at least for the customer side, I don't see that much of a problem. Or like, it's not something that's actively horror or actively
Well,
annoying.
not for a customer, no.
Nothing there.
Well, yes, Jim Sterling has on one hand always been big on drama, but then on the other hand, I think we kind of need someone like him who
Nothing
actually
there.
raises some attention or
Yeah,
calls some attention to these things.
I mean, it doesn't need a shit stir like him. And I mean,
Yes.
the way he does it with his being absolutely obnoxious is a way to get attention. And I guess just people also constantly having to tell him that he's not funny, because he definitely is not.
I agree.
Nothing there.
Like,
to be had
like
there.
the first thing I'll always do is just skip everything until he actually gets to the point of the episode and doesn't annoy you with like pointless, I don't know, wrestling shit or boglins or whatever the fuck he's currently, or whatever thing he's
Yeah.
currently just hatching out.
I never saw the humor director, but you know, he talks about good stuff sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And he does genuinely care about customers. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the whole Steam, like, I would say the Fox Steam episode was just
Nothing to be
kind
had
of
there.
really poorly timed, because he mentioned, like, I think it
Nothing there.
didn't really seem that much as he would chill for Epic that much. It was just, he just took it as a random example, and it was exactly during the time where Epic did a lot of shit, like the whole privacy, data mining, the exclusive game rights buying. Like, that was just really bad timing, and you knew he would not mention GOG in any kind of way, because GOG is the kind of, he completely doesn't want to acknowledge GOG at this point because of their shit posting marketing team.
Ah, right. I remember that. Well, it's a shame, really. GOG's... I like GOG.
Yeah, but I mean, it's again like, why I always like, I can see people getting upset at that, but it's just having one singular person have to dismiss that, just completely demonizing the whole platform is just, it's just fucking silly to me. It's like this
Well, yes,
this
I agree.
this draconic this overly draconic like judgment is like, oh, they did that, they have a loose sense of humor, everything is shit now, I will completely. I mean, it's
Yeah,
all.
you know, the thing is, I would have never even known they wrote on Twitter. People didn't make a scandal out of it.
Yeah, I mean, but that is Twitter in a fucking nutshell. Like, I mean, people talk so much about 4chan or other communities being toxic fuel mines, but I mean, I would definitely say Twitter. Twitter is 100 times worse in any kind of form. Like,
Oh, definitely. Like,
like
yeah, say what you want against 4chan or say what Reddit, but you know what? I take those over Twitter and Facebook any day.
yeah, because I always find it so incredibly silly when they like dig up a tweet from like 10 years ago. It's like, look at this person said 10 years ago. It's like, okay, yeah, they made a Jew joke 10 years ago, but back then that wasn't so incredibly frowned upon. That was just
Yeah.
your typical non-politically correct humor that wasn't completely chastised back then.
Well, sure.
Nothing there.
And yeah, Tinder is definitely toxic,
Nothing
that as
there.
well.
I agree.
It's more also just
Nothing there.
frustrating. But I'm not sure if
never
that's
tried
because
it.
of. I'm not sure if it's because of Tinder or it's because of Switzerland, because Swiss women are obnoxious. In the sense that you just have to like, they're basically like mannequins. Unless you shove them, they will do not a singular move at all. And if you shove them, they usually just bounce back and are like, no, oh no, I'm not sure if I have any time. It's like, Why are you on fucking Tinder then if you don't have any time? Or do you just want to say the obvious that you're not interested in me, or not that I'm only your number 2 right now? And you just try find some flimsy reason to put me off just in case it doesn't work out with candidate number 1.
I never tried any dating platforms because I know it would just frustrate me to no end.
It does frustrate, but at this point I'm just kind of, I would say, out of options, quote unquote.
Sure.
Because I would like to find at one point somebody.
See, I like to pretend that I'm not desperate.
I mean, I wouldn't call myself desperate either. I would say I'm at the status of being exasperated. Jesus, do we have demons going on? Ow.
Sure.
Oh, I'm getting canned up now.
So yeah, but yeah, talking about that whole thing about people digging up people's online history is something that also kind of scares me, because I kind of wonder if I ever get famous, I'd be absolutely depressed if someone just dug up everything I ever wrote anywhere on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, it's like how it's the new way of just like completely undermining somebody. I mean, before it used to be like, I don't know, like, oh hey, this politician used to visit prostitutes, or used to go to swinger clubs or something like that. And I mean, this is just a new version of it.
Yeah, well, basically, yes. But that's what I think. I probably wrote and posted a lot of stuff on the internet could reflect badly on me if I ever, I don't know, went into politics or whatever. And I'd hate, like, for my whole reputation to be ruined for that sort of stuff.
I hope everyone will dig out my racist joke, but the other will dig out all my gay jokes. Why would the alt-right dig out your gay jokes? Wouldn't they be on board with that? Or why would they dig it up to begin with?
Well, like, wasn't it that, well, again, James Gunn, the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy, was briefly fired by Disney because someone dug up basically some child molestation jokes he made 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was the same with like Chris Hart or so, who was supposed to present the Oscars, but there was the same thing that he was just, they dug up something like 5 years ago and he was like, okay, fuck it.
Yes, I think so.
Please, Mr. Golem, just die, thank you.
Nothing there.
Don't be such a hardhead about it. Ah, get it? Because he's made out of rock.
Yes, I do get it.
I know, comedy gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
The epic funny. Oh,
I like
okay.
the screen.
Okay, that golem is Are you alright, Mr. Golem? I think he's not.
Yeah, his animations are all screwed up.
Nothing there.
I guess he was a bit scatterbrained. Ha ha
Yes.
ha ha.
God, you just keep them coming today.
Of course, that is my main function. I cannot rest until I hear somebody visibly groan at any of my jokes. That is what I also usually spend in our D&D sessions, to think, okay, how can I make an awful pun out of this?
Well, sounds like a good
Nothing there.
idea.
Yeah, you have a joke karma system. I'm at -9 right now, and I cherish every single minus point I have.
Yeah. Well, I'm currently playing I'm playing Pathfinder with a few guys from the Entenhausen.
Oh yeah, right. I'm curious about how Pathfinder actually is, because it seems pretty. It seems also like a pretty good pen and paper system.
I don't really have a base for comparison because well, it's basically the first game I ever play. But it seems functional enough.
So these gums and yeah, those gums also have been bugged. I thought those don't get up. Those gums don't get up until you actually loot the chest. But those seem to like resurrect, even though I haven't looted anything yet, which is what confuses me.
For the record, of course, I'm playing a cat girl waifu.
What?
I'm playing a cat girl waifu. Well, no, not really. Basically, my Pathfinder character is a...
Oh,
well,
Tabaxi?
she's my... well, the character I played in Skyrim. She was a cat sheet thief.
Oh, okay. Or how is the cat race called in whatchamacallit?
But I think they're just called catfolk in Pathfinder.
Oh, okay. Well, that's simple enough. Why reinvent the wheel if you can just call them what they are?
Yes, exactly. Yes, I am the furry co-caster. Let's just... That's my identity from now.
You're the furry. You're that furry guy.
You know, I'd actually wouldn't be ashamed of that if the whole furry fan wasn't so damn autistic and so damn gay. And
Also,
like,
so...
not,
Also,
I
by the
have
way,
neither
means...
anything against autistic people nor against gay people, but like the furry fandom is like a terrible combination of both.
That's how it is. So you're playing a female character?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Because it's always like, since you also mentioned the word waifu, it's always the problem. Like, I always feel that it has like somebody male playing a female character always has like this problem of like this underlying problem of like there being a slight chance that you just play your waifu, basically.
Well, not even particularly. Like, again, she was my Skyrim character, and the idea was that she was basically the combination between Lara Croft from Tomb Raider and Garrett from Thief.
Oh, okay. Because I have that problem also with my current character because although I always mention that no, there's no correlation because I make a huge... I think that's one thing I talked about last time. I'm not sure if with you or somebody else, that I make like a huge difference between if I like a character as a character or as a sexual interest. Like, for example, Elizabeth from Bioshock, for example, is definitely something I would consider like as a sister character
Yes,
that I just care about. So
yes, we did talk about that.
exactly. So it's the same with my D&D character. That's no, there is nothing.
Yes. Well, no, I get what you mean. Though, to be honest, I mean... like, right now I wonder... are there any video game characters that I find attractive, but don't also like as a character?
Well, you don't play Overwatch, right?
No, I don't.
Because I would say Overwatch is basically those characters entirely. Because none of them are... there are like a few that are a bit character-wise interesting, but all of them are otherwise just kind of really oversimplified stereotypes.
Well, yes, I always had that impression too.
Yeah, so that's why for example I think it's also my idea why Overwatch, for example, is really popular for porn, because it's just the characters have like their enough personality so you can like put a assume a porn trope about them, like dominant, submissive, but they don't have enough character to be as a person interesting.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But they have good designs.
Oh yeah. I mean, yes, they all look different and such. And I would say, like I said, I find, for example, a character like Mei, the Chinese one, I think she does actually also have personality. But something like, for example, a Widowmaker that is like the blue Smurf assassin femme fatale character, or fucking Mercy, the Swiss healer character, who's neutral and doesn't like violence because she's Swiss. Yeah.
You know, I always wondered if the fact that she was Swiss was, like, if the joke behind that was that, like, the Swiss flag is the inverted version of the Red Cross, which is why she's a healer.
I think it's just like I mean, it is kind of like, I mean, there is the Swiss Red Cross and like, I mean, it is kind of like, kind of a not stereotype, but that Swiss are neutral healers, that is kind of like a given.
Well,
and so it's just Blizzard just taking down like, yeah, let's make nothing interesting with it. And that's And also not give her a Swiss voice actress, instead have a German desperately try to ape a German accent, a Swiss German accent, which sounds absolutely horrible.
You know, I couldn't even tell.
The thing is, she actually only has German voice lines. There's like 1 or 2 voice lines where she speaks Swiss German, and it's absolutely horrible. Funny enough, like,
It does sound pretty horrible.
yeah, like one of her greetings lines is Swiss German, where she says "Heute zusammen." Also, correctly we would say "Heute zusammen," "Heute zusammen," and she says "Heute zusammen." It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it just hurts my soul every time I hear it. It's like, ah, no, stop
yeah.
it, stop it, person that is obviously not Swiss. Stop attempting it.
Well, let's be honest here. Most German accents that you hear in English-speaking media don't sound German at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just look at the Wolfenstein games. Although I always would say, like, I kind of find it nice that the Nazis always have, like, this over-the-top Germanness, just to make them more of a, like, really comic book villainish.
Well, like, the new Wolfenstein games actually had some real German voice actors. And also different accents and stuff.
Yeah, and I think also quite serious in the end.
I really liked Wolfenstein New Order.
Yeah, I mean, as serious as it gets for a villain called Death's Head, I mean.
Yes. But that's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of what Wolfenstein is. I mean, it's in the pulpy, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, the Wolfenstein New Order was definitely a game I liked a lot. Just because it was just so surprisingly story heavy, or character driven especially. Like a character called BJ Blazkowicz, and actually adding quite some depth to it was actually pretty surprising to me.
You know what I noticed? Like, Wolfenstein New Order starts off exactly the same way as Metal Gear Solid.
Well, I haven't played Metal Gear Solid, so I can't.
Yeah, I thought so. But basically in Metal Gear Solid 5 is also, like, if you take the Ground Zeroes in consideration, like the sort of the product that they released separately, it starts off that you assault an enemy base. At some point you get attacked, you get hurt, you are in a coma for more than 10 years. You wake up in a hospital, the hospital is getting raided by the enemy, and you have to fight your way out of the hospital. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly the same way that Wolfenstein New Order starts.
Oh, it's exactly like that. Yeah. that's the only way I heard it. Just that "yeah" was just so beautifully German. Although one thing I kind of still like about Wolfenstein is that it does have kind of serious story and characters, but it still is so incredibly unrealistic that it's beautiful.
Yes,
like that he's in a coma for like 15 years, but he's still a hulking mass of muscles when he gets up. Because, I mean, muscle atrophy? Hello? Guess doesn't exist in the Wolfenstein universe.
You know, New Colossus had some really awkward comic relief.
Yeah, I haven't played
That
New
didn't
Colossus.
work at all.
Yeah, I heard that
Not
I heard that it's like that the level design was pretty damn shit.
I mean, I didn't hate it. It was basically more of the same, but like not quite as good. But I still liked it.
And what do you think about Youngblood, which was announced?
I mean, I'm not really the target audience for this because they're obviously going more for co-op, which I don't care about. And obviously there's also the thing, like, it's set in the 80s. If it's set in the 80s and, like, the Nazis still ruling the... Like, what is the point of anything we're doing in the other games?
True.
So, I guess not super looking forward to it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was. Then again, now that you mention it, it makes sense because there are two main characters. I mean, there is Max and Chloe. Oh wait.
You know, it would be fun if it actually was Max.
Because I'm not sure. Maybe it's just I'm hearing it wrong, but one of the voice actresses sounds incredibly like Max or some other character from Life is Strange.
Yeah.
It's just.
Like, that would be fun, like, if it actually included that moving time backwards mechanic as, like, for an action game.
But, I don't know, like, I'm not sure if the character, I think it's also a little bit that the characters are a bit out of place, like the whole dialogue thing, which was also annoying in Life is Strange, but you got used to it, and it was just kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's campy, it's dumb, you can see it.
Well,
But
that's the thing
here-
about the dialogue in Life is Strange. It's not good, but it's memorable.
Yeah, wowzers, it pretty much
Hey.
was.
Are you serial?
All right, all right.
I mean,
That's
I
a
know-
line that I still catch myself saying.
Yeah, it's hella serious, the game.
Let's get down to business.
Yeah, but I think it's also what didn't help is that the facial animations was absolutely awful. Holy shit, they looked so bad.
Yes.
That was just like Jesus. That looked like a game from 2010 or so. It's just
Hey, you.
Ugh, yeah, it would be a shame if the Stein series kind of went down that path. Like, again, New Order was really good, and I really would like them to continue to be good.
also stop it. I'm making progress. Just because I'm not a min-matching little bitch like you people doesn't mean I'm not making progress.
By the way, did you play Life is Strange?
Life is Strange what?
The sequel, Life is Strange 2.
No, the second one I didn't. I haven't.
Yeah,
yet.
I didn't either, because... Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now I remember. Now know why somebody said summon golem time, because this is hilariously easy if you just summon a golem, because they're all focused on you, and so you just send in the golem who just beats everybody up. Oops. Did you play though the prequel Before the Storm?
No, I didn't. Did you?
I actually did, and I was genuinely surprised that it was definitely better than it had any rights to be. Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Because...
Dude, there were people throwing fireballs at me. Could you please take care of them, mister? Stop looking at me, you dumb shit. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, I was definitely surprised how good it was. Like, they had a bit of a problem that Rachel Amber was quite the Mary Sue. Was quite... Yeah, because I mean, also in the game, it's in the first game, she was described as a complete Mary Sue. Like, oh, she got along, everybody looked up to her and shit and this and that. So they had a little bit of a rough start, and she definitely also in the game has quite the plot pushing role that gets rather silly towards the end. But I still liked it in the end, especially because it also made me like much more I'd say attached to Chloe.
Yeah,
Because-
like Chloe is a character that I found very hard to like in the original Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Because at the end I didn't care about her because I cared about her, I cared about her because Max cared about her.
But definitely when you play it, it definitely changed. Like if you play the prequel, it definitely changes quite a lot, I would say.
Maybe I should.
Hello, Mr. Seeker. Ow.
You know, at the end of the day I really liked Life is Strange. It was charming.
Oh dear lord. Help. Come on, Mr. Golem. Help me here. Yeah, it's definitely one, like, out of all, like, choose your own adventure type of games, it was definitely one of my favorites. Mainly because it's just quite unique in a way. Like, yeah, unique in a way. Because it also had, like, what the fuck are you doing, Golem? Okay, my golem just... A boy and his retarded golem. Oh, did he just...
Well, he's going for his lunch break. Yeah, that's why he's standing by the oven.
Oh, lord! Hey, it's like a pneumatic drill.
Yes, it is.
Introducing Golem with a pneumatic drill function. Oi! 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 There. I think the Seeker is still around here, right? Hey. Ow! Okay, let's reload and try that again. But yeah, I would say, like, okay, out of all choose your own adventure kind of games, I definitely would say Life is Strange was the most compelling one.
It might be the only one that I've played.
Never played any of the Telltale ones?
No, because like all of them were based on franchises that don't interest me.
Well, let's see which were the ones I played. Walking Dead. I don't really care about Walking Dead, but just I think that was the point where this whole concept was rather new. So I figured.
Well, yes, it's a pretty critically acclaimed game, but like I like zombies are one of those things that can put me off from anything.
I mean, it was done well by the game because the zombies are really just more as a like pressure thing. Like it was,
Yes.
it wasn't about the zombies. It was about the interactions in the danger of the zombie plague.
Yeah, like I mean, I get the idea. Yeah, I know that the zombies are an analogy. Zombies have always been an analogy for something or another, but I just don't think they're compelling users.
Yeah, I guess so. But
You know, and I don't get why they keep getting back to that, like the zombie apocalypse. Why don't they make like a vampire apocalypse or a werewolf apocalypse? That would be at least
also,
novel, you know?
Gollum, could you stop beating up the sheep and rather the more dangerous things? I mean, I appreciate the effort of giving me more experience, but still.
Nothing there.
Might as well actually loot the sheep while I'm on it.
Nothing to be had there.
Okay, are you done? No, wait, I think there's still one secret left. It's probably a bad idea considering I have low health, but let's do it anyway. Huh?
You know, when was the last time someone made a really good vampire?
Really good vampire game, or what do you mean?
Well, game too, but like a vampire movie too. I haven't seen a good one in a while.
Honestly, I don't. Because the vampire game from Don't Know was not particularly good. Although I have to say, like, vampires are also not kind of a franchise I care too much about. For me, they're kind of interchangeable. Vampire, zombies.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
Nothing there.
yeah, I think I can agree with that. But I do like vampires more than I like.
Yeah, definitely. For me, zombies are just an easy, like... I mean, like I said, they're an easy tool. That's what I also realize when I'm writing a D&D campaign. It's like, zombies you can just throw anywhere. Like, undeads just break out no matter what. There can always be a casual zombie here and there. For vampires, you definitely have to be a bit more sophisticated. Like, give them more reason to exist. Because they're not just your throwaway baddie. You can, I mean, Oblivion or I think Skyrim does it, but I personally think vampires are a bit too sophisticated, or like too much of a special creature to just be randomly about.
Yes.
Zombies in a closet. All right, Mr. Seikope, your house is empty.
Not for.
All right. Now I guess back to no wait, I have to first go to Pirate Car. Ugh. This quest is not fun.
Well, that's a whole bunch of running around.
Yeah. I'd also fucked it up in the worst way possible to do even more additional running. Let's see, to Monastery. Oh yeah, that also means I can play the climbing game again. Yeah, but what? Oh yeah, what other thing games were there? Telltale games. One I played was The Wolf Among Us, which was kind of like a like a fairy tale noir setting, which was pretty interesting.
I've heard of that. It sounded actually pretty unique, yeah.
Yeah, it's based on a comic book again, but I would say it was definitely nicely done. I definitely liked it.
That's
just
like the one that actually kind of interested me, but you know, I don't care about Walking Dead. I don't care that much about Game of Thrones. I don't care about Batman. I don't care
Yeah.
about Minecraft.
How about Borderlands? The Borderlands one.
I don't care about Borderlands either. Like, yeah, you know, I've posted in the Entenhausen lately that copy pasta from 4chan, but like Borderlands is a game that I found offensively funny. Like
Yeah.
every single character absolutely annoyed me.
Yeah, definitely. Like I have the same sentence, but like throughout the whole game, I was like, you know, this world has actually potential. This would be kind of interesting when there's a decent writer behind it. And then suddenly Telltale announced it and was like, that is absolutely perfect. Because the game is definitely like the Tales from the Borderlands games is definitely well written and interesting. So it basically just did exactly that, what I was looking for. And it was, I would definitely say, one of the better Telltale games I played.
Maybe I'll have a look at it, because again, really, Borderlands 2 was... I hated every single character in it.
Funny enough, I had this whole up and down, where like, okay, that character is not that bad, and no way, it's obnoxious as fuck. I had like this constant up and down with like, okay, it's tolerable, and then no way, it is absolutely fucking obnoxious. But yeah, I definitely don't see why people are so fucking hyped about Borderlands 3.
Nah, me neither. But apparently it's a really popular series.
Yes, it is. Like it's like what I think I posted on Discord like a Reddit post about Borderlands, which was like it hyped like as one of the best games ever. Like, oh, you want a game that is that has great shooting gameplay. You want a game that has a good story and drama. We want a game that has LGBT representation. It's like, what? It's like, for me, the problem with like games like these is that it's a co-op game. And in a co-op game, you just don't care about the story, because you are usually busy with your buddy doing anything else. So it's like, they tried definitely in the second game to add some sort of a story, but it just falls really flat, because it's also like together with this incredibly memey setting where you have like this, like I have like fart jokes on one point, like, or the villain having this butt stallion and taunting you, and at the same time you have some sort of drama going on. It's like, that's just, you can't do that. That just does not gel. You have to make a choice at one point whether you want to be a fucking drama, want to have a dramatic thing. I mean, you can have humor and drama at the same time. I mean, Obsidian games are really good in that sense. They have a lot of humor, but it's still like serious enough humor, like, or relatable humor. Like, I think one of the better joke characters in the game was like Fallout New Vegas, the guy that like scammed himself to be like a physicist, like
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic,
I think
yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, they asked if I have a degree in theoretical physics, and I said, yeah, I have theoretically a degree in physics, and there I
go. Yeah, that guy was good.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and I mean, it is kind of that is actually humor that is also realistic in a sense, because I could imagine like that is. Because, I mean, in the post-apocalypse, you don't really have much choice. If somebody looks sort of competent, you're just gonna like, it's more believable humor.
Yes, man, Fallout New Vegas was such a great game.
Yeah, right, there's this mod, Fallout New California.
That looked actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's like one of the things I might play or even stream, actually, now that I think about it.
I'd watch it. Or I'd join you again.
Also, sequels on hype. I know I played Streets of Rage games. They're making a fourth one after 25 years. No, Streets of Rage is like a game I've never cared about. Like, this is like one of those, like, side-scrolling beat-em-up games, right? Like, kind of
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's one of those I never cared about that much.
Me neither. Well, that was kind of before my time, I guess.
It was during my time, but definitely not a game I.
Yeah, you're slightly older than me. But like, I guess the first console that I owned was Nintendo 64. I mean, like, we had a Super Nintendo, but that was, again, when I was a very young kid.
Yeah, so you didn't actively buy the games yourself.
No, I didn't.
It's just what your dad brought home, basically.
Yes.
Also, so you people stop bitching. I'm gonna turn into a wolf, so I'm a little bit quicker. Whoa, okay. Quickly
The
teleport to
Nintendo
Corinne
64
there.
was kind of the Nintendo 64 and then later the GameCube were kind of my formative years as a video game player.
Yeah. For me, it's like 2 generations. For me, it's the NES and Super NES, and then N64 I got rather late-ish, but
The Nintendo 64 had some good stuff.
oh, definitely. Like, oh, the Mario Party games, love it. Actually,
Zelda Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask among the games that really, I guess, shaped my taste. Especially Majora's Mask. It was my first Zelda game.
yeah, I've never played for any Zelda games still, up to this day.
That's
still
a
don't know-
shame.
I still don't know why, because I mean, it is kind of the fantasy kind of thing I would probably like, but still, like I've seen all the, like, basically all the Let's Plays of it, but I've never played them myself.
They're all very consistently good. Like there's, like at least among the 3D Zelda games, there's that I'd call bad, and that's Skyward Sword.
Like funny enough, like just yesterday we actually had like a little retro game night where me and 3 buddies actually played a lot of N64 games with copious amount of alcohol, some of them a little bit too much. But we did like, what did we all play? We played GoldenEye versus Smash Brothers, a bit of Mario Party. And for some odd reason, I don't know why, everybody wanted to constantly play Mario Tennis.
I don't know either.
Like, Mario Tennis is just a tennis game. It's like, I personally, like, I was like, alright, fine, we can play it. I would say there are definitely much more enjoyable multiplayer games, but, like, yeah, we also played the whatchamacallit, please don't attack me, the Pokemon Stadium mini games. They're also surprisingly
yes.
good.
Yes, they were. Yeah, but because Wasser mentioned it, actually, Zelda Majora's Mask is pretty high in general on my favorite games of all time list. Because that was a great game. And it was, even among the other Zelda games, it was strangely artsy, I guess.
Ah, why did I get hit by a lightning? Okay,
I
why
don't know.
not?
Hey. Do you?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh,
I
what
forgot
did you forget?
I forgot the Eye of Innos. I forgot the Eye of Innos. It's still at Bennett.
Come on! Come on!
Oh no! Why did nobody tell me about it? Oh shit! All of this for naught. Yes. Oh lord. Why didn't nobody backseat? Because how the fuck do I forget the? It's easy because it's nothing the game screams at you. What do you mean with how about Dark Souls games? In what context was
Which one
that?
did you play?
I played all of the Dark Souls games. If you exclude Demon's Souls, obviously. Because that was a console exclusive. But Dark Souls 1, 2, 3.
Okay, to be perfectly honest, the only Dark Souls game that I finished was the first one.
Really? The other ones you didn't?
No, I played not much of Dark Souls 2, and I played Dark Souls 3 up to Aldrich, I think. I did finish Bloodborne.
But then you did not get good enough to beat Aldrich?
I don't know.
Or
like,
what was
Hey,
the reason you gave up on it?
Well, basically, yeah, like Aldrich, I didn't have like he killed me very quickly because he used magic, and I
Yeah,
was
he has
apparently too
the.
stupid to dodge
Yeah,
it.
he is a bit frustrating with those little like tiny magic particles that insta chip you rather easily if they all hit you at the same time. Yeah,
But I did,
Aldrich
but I
is a
did
very
beat Pontiff Sullivan.
silly man.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, Aldrich is a really annoying boss, and Pontiff Sullivan is definitely like one of the big roadblocks in the game, I would say. Like
Yeah, again,
all of the bosses were definitely like manageable with like 1 or 2 tries. There was some boss before I kind of struggled with for I don't know what reasons. Because the same reason as Aldrich, because he's a fucking magic user and insta-gyps your ass.
yeah. Well, again, Sullivan was hard, but at least he was fun. But I didn't think Aldrich was very.
Aldrich was what?
Well, Aldrich wasn't very fun, unlike Sullivan.
Oh. Well.
Which is why I kinda was the point where I lost interest, I guess.
I guess. Well, I mean, teleporting magic using bosses are usually not fun. Because, I mean, they use because magic is not a thing you can. It's kind of hard to dodge. So it's kind of obnoxious.
How deep am I in Sekiro? Well, basically, at the very beginning, you have those 2 areas. One is like the burning village.
May I quickly interject something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Says the guy that shouted about not talking about Sekiro in caps lock at the beginning of the stream.
Good point.
Good.
Yeah, but like, I have the 2 areas, like the burning village and the temple of something or another. Like, I was in the... God, I can't remember those Japanese names. But...
There's another of those scummy.
Oh shit. No, leave me alone. Don't kill me. Okay,
In
sorry.
relation to depth of progression, I don't know. Like, basically, where I'm stuck at is the drunk guy. Like, the drunk guy in the burning village.
Oh, is there a boss, like a drunken master boss or something like that?
Kind of like that, like a big sumo wrestler guy who... And in the other area, I'm stuck at the chained ogre. Yes, I imagine it gets really bad. Like, I'm already having major trouble because I can't really wrap my head around the combat.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard. Like, I think depending on what kind of fighting style you had in the Souls games, it's gonna be either easier or harder for you.
Well, honestly, I think the best thing you can do when starting Sekiro is forget everything you learned in Souls. Because it doesn't help you at all.
Yeah, because you're so more mobile.
Yeah, like the combat is completely different. It's based around parrying mostly. So basically, the way you approach Dark Souls, where
You methodically like scoot up to an enemy, like circle a little bit, do Mexican standoff.
yeah, exactly. That's not something that works in Sekiro. You have to be, on one hand, very active. Like, it's almost like a rhythm game. Like, you have to quickly recognize which attack they're doing, and then react appropriately. Like, time your parry correctly. And I guess I'm just kind of too slow for that.
Oh god, those fucking Seekers. I forgot they actually attack wolves. So I just walked past 2 of them and both of them almost grilled me.
Yeah, like I heard that Sekiro is getting really, well, kinda only really finds its, or only really evolves into its own a while in.
Oh lord.
But
Did it bug
yes,
out?
like so far it's really giving me trouble. And I'm saying that as someone who got through Bloodborne actually fairly easily. Like, the only parts of Bloodborne that gave me trouble were in
fuck me.
the DLC.
Shut up! I'm not a wolf!
Oh, come on.
Okay, can I just save and reload and hope they basically de-aggro? You dumb fucks. There we go.
So yeah, it's a pretty successful stream so far.
Well, we have a lot of topics we talked about.
Well, yes we do. It's just
I
the
mean-
game's kinda.
And it does look like I have more viewers than usual, so we're doing something right.
Well, yes, it is. I hope I
Well,
can
okay.
attract some people.
Well, you are a very attractive person.
Yes,
they're
I am.
Okay, they're just standing there, so that might mean...
So I've got you after all.
Oh, for God. Fine, then just shoot me, you dumb fuck. Let me drop my gold so you don't steal that. If it makes you happy. Alright, there's my gold so he doesn't steal it. There, shoot me. Come on! Hurry the fuck
One
up.
less monster around.
One less monster around. Oh, he just... No, it's not lethal magic. Mr.
Is-
Caps Lock.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Like,
there
I didn't
are...
know that there were non-lethal spells in Gothic.
They actually are, but you will never use them. But all of the water spells, like Water Fist or Geyser, are actually non-lethal spells.
So I've got you after all.
Oh, okay. That is though. That looks like a lethal spell, though.
So much for you, low life.
Skulls.
Okay. What? No, not or. No. Fuck off, Atlas.
Okay, that's mine for starters.
No, fuck off. Give me back my gold. You know what? There, just to punish you, dumbass. You know what? You as well. Give me your lunch money. You guys annoyed me long enough. There. Yeah, see? Concussion bolt.
Oh, I see. Learn something again.
There, now think about it. Okay. Well, sadly I don't have citizens close with me.
I did indeed. What about?
Otherwise,
You
I
know-
would give them citizens close. Unless somebody has like the Marvin thing to add to give me citizens close, I would totally do it.
You know, as far as I remember back when the game came out, NPCs actually being able to walk all the way to that stone circle was considered a pretty advanced
Yeah.
mechanic. Because I remember that Gothic 3 had absolutely nothing like that. I mean, Gothic 3 didn't have a lot of things.
Gothic 3 mainly had suck. Or rather, just a huge map with too many fucking enemies and no.
Yeah. Well, it had a good soundtrack.
Itar Vic Babe. Okay. Okay, let's do that. Just because I'm a petty asshole. No, not or. I want Marvin. There we go. Okay. Insert Itar Vic. Oh. Vic Babe. L. Or how? Or is it insert item? Oh yeah, insert item. Itar. What? Please type. Jesus. How does it work? Oh, it's just insert. Okay, then guess I just mistyped. Oh, is it? Oh, it's LK. Okay. Babe. Underline L. Oh, there we go. Let's see, is it the one that gives them the big boobies?
Oh, I hope so.
Let's see. Yep, it's the one. Good. Perfect. Ah, shit. Just should have done it. Okay, babe. L. Oh. No, don't talk to me.
That pyro, I hope.
Now that they all but their find out as soon as
Good, thank you. Pyrocar is happy about it. No, wait. Not yet. Atlas, stay here.
Well done.
There we go. Well, let's put them next to each other. I have a nice group picture of that There we go.
Hey, you.
Beautiful.
You
Well,
did
I'm
it.
glad that these three wizards at their old age
What
were
remains
still
to be
able
done?
to commit to their gender reassignments.
You now.
Wait a minute.
Looks so beautiful. There we go. Oh shit, I still have coffee left, which is now absolutely cold and disgusting.
Well,
Ah, yes, it is cold and disgusting. But it's made by Aperture Science.
really?
Yeah, it's an Aperture
Neat.
Laboratories mug. It's like one of the things I bought from a Valve store. That
Oh, that's
and
neat.
oh yeah, the Manco shirt I also bought from there.
Hmm.
But I know it's kind of a bad shirt to wear in public because it's kind of confusing because it says Manco, we sell products and get into fights. So it just makes me look like the biggest alpha Chad, which I don't really want to appear as.
Yes.
Because I would say at this point that is quite an obscure reference. Oh shit! I have to 42 again.
I don't really own any merchandising of basically anything.
Okay, let's see. Do I have the Eye of Enos? Yes, I do have the Eye of Enos. Okay, good.
So now we can
you-
defeat dragons.
Yeah. Oh, so I actually thought that you might be the kind of person that has some merchandise, you know, like
Nothing
maybe
there.
bought a collector's edition here and there.
I don't think so. I don't think I have anything like that.
Huh.
I think the only collector's edition I ever bought was of Deus Ex Human Revolution, and the only thing I have of that is the art book.
Huh, that kind of surprises me. But yeah, then again, I mean, it's always kind of a difference whether you just buy games for the games or the collector's edition shit. Like I have a buddy that just buys so many fucking collector's edition. It's crazy. For him, it's just part of a ritual, and I'm just Jesus. Why do you pay so much more for just a random piece of plastic?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I don't really see stuff. I mean, those just sort of sit on your shelf and collect dust.
Yeah, I mean also like just merchandise in general. I mean, the only thing I really have is things that have a practical use. Like I got from Grawl, I got for a birthday gift like one of those Funko Pop figures, which is still a really nice gift. Thank you for that, by the way, still.
Oh, which one is it?
Reaper, because it was one
I
of
see.
my it was one of my most played characters, but Roadhog wasn't a Funko, or still isn't a Funko Pop, I think. Well, I'm curious, is there a Funko Pop of Roadhog at this point? But I don't think so.
I'd
Because
be
it does,
surprised if there wasn't, because there's like a Funko Pop over everything.
just think that there is a Funko Pop for Roadhog, but I think it was like one of the more later ones. Oh, he's so cute. Such a fat little fuck. That's other collector's edition. Oh yeah, I also have the collector's edition of Gothic 3.
Oh wait, I might have that too. Yes.
So we all got fucked over by that.
Yes. Yeah, that had one like that sleeper mask pendant.
Yeah, I wore it at one point. I'm pretty sure Valvedix could instantly post a screenshot where I'm wearing that, but she's not
I'm
here.
pretty
right now.
sure I don't have that anymore.
I actually have it. I wore it on a stream for a while now because I did basically once an unboxing of that. Anyways, let's see. So what other things can I do in the meantime? Because I think we're just gonna hunt dragons now, right? Yeah, ready to face the dragons. Oh, can I get the big paladin armor now? Oh, when can I get the big app? No, only in chapter 5, I guess. Desecrated Shrines, Black Heart, Claw of Beliar, Fatal Sin.
Honestly, I never saw the Gothic 3 making, but yeah, I kinda imagine developers sitting in front of their computers and crying that they can never make it in time sounds exactly what it was like.
Oh, I never collected that sun alloy. Right, because I never just killed the black troll because he's probably as bullshit as the regular trolls. I think
Yes.
I think you were live with me when you tried to defeat that one troll, right?
Honestly, when are making offs ever? Because
Yeah.
like they're all very sugar coated, aren't they?
Yeah, making offs are basically just low key advertisement.
Mm,
Also, I think I don't have a shrink spell, and I would rather save that for a dragon. No, I actually do not have a shrink spell, because as this add-on is kind of a dick, it just makes those scrolls really rare.
well, I remembered that the Star Wars prequels like had surprisingly honest making. They kind of implied that the actual making of these movies was a complete mess. Because they sometimes showed excerpts from that on like the Red Letter Media, the Mr. Blinkett ones.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I recently found that Mr. Plinkett stuff, and I have to say he's pretty entertaining because he has like a nice mix between comedy but still having like really hello goblin berries, like actually making some really valid points. I think like
Yeah,
his
those are.
I think like his analysis of the Ghostbuster remake was actually pretty damn spot on.
Yes. Well, like I haven't seen the Ghostbusters remake yet.
Well, I think I will not try to challenge the Black Troll because he's a troll.
Honestly, I don't think anything to do with Ghostbusters past actual first movie was any good.
Yeah, I think so too. Then again, I never found Ghostbusters a particularly good movie.
Well, I think it mostly holds up.
I mean, yeah, for me it's just entertaining popcorn popcorn movie, but other than that,
Yeah, but I don't think it's trying to be anything.
yeah, but that's kind of what I mean. Is like it's just a popcorn movie, but it's not something I would remember dearly. Like I mean, I
But yeah.
also really like the Naked Gun movies, but it's also not something I would say, oh my god, this is like.
Well, that's the thing about Ghostbusters, isn't it? It never really needed to be a franchise.
Yeah, it could just be a one-off movie that just people like, and that's it.
Exactly, but then they made a second movie, and then and neither of them were any good.
Can I have?
Yeah. Ghostbusters has an extremely iconic theme song, though. Yeah, that's one of the things.
That it did have, yeah.
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Exactly. What? Okay, so are there any quests I could still do? Oh, I could kill the bandits in Jack's lighthouse. Is there any opportunity? Am I close to a level up? Rather close. No way, that's still 10,000 XP and 10,000 XP away. I think that's no. So I guess I'll just level up some dexterity and then we go dragon hunting. Oh no, I would say let's just do some random fluff quests and then just save the dragon hunt for next time. Oh yeah, I can go back to Zagiddo and bring her the sun alloy I picked up. Which would mean I would have to navigate the forest again.
It was very fun the first time we did it.
I mean, now I have a good idea where it is. Shouldn't be that bad. This time around.
Yes.
Yeah, bring her back. Arps!
Alone in the Woods, which I'm pretty sure was a game.
Yeah, I was about to say it sounds kind of alone in the forest, alone in the woods, something like that.
Alone in the Woods, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the one with that comic style where your main character is like a cat?
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the games I should still play because it's supposedly pretty good.
It is. It is. I've played it.
Also,
Night in the Woods. Yeah, that's it. Night in the Woods.
oh, Night in the Woods, yeah.
Yep,
'Cause,
I did actually play that, and I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Yeah, because it's like one of the games that has quite a serious storyline in the end. Although I mean, it never tries to be cute. It's just the characters that look cute.
Well, yes, but it's basically about a college student coming back to her hometown, which is sort of a Well, an American mining town that's going through some, economic troubles, that's getting pretty poor. And then there's that kind of sub-story about an evil cult that's in the city. It's like we're in the town. It's actually a pretty good story.
Oh, evil cult. I actually thought it's really more your typical kind of teen story about just coming to terms with whatever the hell.
Yes. Most of it, yes. The evil cult stuff is something that it only brings up later on.
Oh, okay.
Most of it is just, a college student coming back home and...
Excuse me? No, I'm not getting lost. I hit it fairly perfectly. Good.
Yes, we did a good job finding that cave.
Exactly. I am good at this video game. Shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
I found the...
Thank you.
But yeah, Night in the Woods, pretty good game. If you get around to it, I can recommend it.
Well, I mean, I do have... Oh, hey, she also teaches Elixir of Dexterity. Neat. So, it's 2 people out. Okay, is there anything she... Snapper weed. Yeah. It's casual when you talk to... Anyways, yeah, let's go fight the bandits in Jack's Slide House. Might as well do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Corinus. Should be pretty easy peasy.
I like Jack's accent in the German version.
What? Who? Jack? What?
Like Jack, the lighthouse keeper.
Oh
His
yeah,
accent.
he had like your typical, like, I would say Hamburg kind of like sea
I
bear
think
accent.
so, yes. I think it's meant to be a Hamburg accent.
Yeah. Not a Hamburger accent for people.
No, he wasn't American.
Y'all killing them filthy bandits in my lighthouse. Won't
I
be
mean, it would've
mighty
been fun.
fine if you could kindly do that.
I do declare.
No, that is not American.
Yes, it is, like it's a deep south. Well, I
Oh.
do declare.
Oh shit, I always thought that's more of a British thing.
No, it isn't.
Ah, what incarnation.
I actually really like the southern accent.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you just call me Mr. Paladin?
Have a nice day, Mr. Paladin.
Well, you are wearing the armor.
Well, I just did not know there are actually specific voice lines where she calls me Mr. Paladin, and especially tells me to have a nice day. That's so...
Well, that's lovely for her.
Yeah. It's just so unexpected. It's like, oh, somebody actually cares about me.
Oh.
Also, sale... Oh, yeah.
I think that...
What?
Sell some silver for money.
But
Make me an offer then.
all right, I'll tell you. If you hand me this
All right.
thank for 900.
Nice. Oh, wait. You know what? I actually will put Halvor sooner or later in the slammer because I'm a paladin. I'm a do-goody guy.
So I can't hear the actual game, but like, does Jack have like a pirate accent?
I can talk to him. I don't quite remember actually.
9.
Alright, salt.
All right.
By the way, did you know that like the stereotypical pirate accent basically entirely goes back to one single performance in one single movie?
I can imagine that.
Because it was by I forgot the name of the actor, but like it was playing Captain Morgan from the Treasure Island,
Ah, I see.
who basically single-handedly came up with the typical pirate accents.
Also, by the way, it's dark as shit. Holy shit. It's like, only because it rains, it's absolute, like, it's fucking, look at this, it's literally apocalypse.
Yeah, strangely enough, that's a thing that a lot of mods do, like make darker nights.
I mean, I kinda like it, and since that's also what kinda annoyed me about Dark Souls 2 is that it had like this light gimmick, but didn't really pull through with it because of some like quick changes at the end. Because it had like this whole torch gimmick where it would be like some areas where you would kind of be reliant on it.
Hey, Oh, why
I think they actually, wasn't it with Dark Souls 2 that the lighting between the promotional material and the actual released
Yes.
version was really downgraded?
The graphics in general as well, because I think it was just because of the console ports that they just had to crank it down in general, which was kind of a pity.
course.
Okay, well, let's
Like,
go
I
to
mean,
sleep so we actually
Generally
can see
speaking, FromSoft games never have very good graphics. I mean, they have pretty good art design, but the graphics
Yeah.
themselves are always fairly weak.
Yeah, they're serviceable, I would call them.
I mean, I guess so, but I actually kind of consciously noticed that when playing Bloodborne, that some of the textures were very low resolution.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they're also sometimes they copy paste textures quite a lot. But yeah.
Yes, they do.
And I mean, the thing is, the graphics are solid, but they do the really good stuff with it. Like, I mean, the whole, like, nice views you get from it, they definitely, like, they know how to do it. How to make...
Yes, that's actually true. The animations.
Can you please hit the seeker?
I don't know. Like you say that the last really graphic development was Crysis, and I mean it was a really big leap forward for its time. But there have been some games that really impressed me, like even recent games. Like I've played Far Cry 5, and that was a game that genuinely made me wonder at some point just how close we actually are to reaching photorealism. Because that one had some good graphics.
Yeah, Far Cry games were always kind of good. I remember playing the third game and also being like, Jesus, this looks so good. I only mainly realized it because that was the first game that made my graphics card overheat, and I constantly had like graphic glitches, which was like, oh shit, I might need to do something about that.
Yes.
Okay, how to deal with those bandits?
Oh, I've also been playing Far Cry 5, like, New Order. Was it called New Order?
Oh, you mean the...
No, New Dawn, that was it, recently.
Yeah, that kind of post-apocalyptic lulzy one.
Well,
It's like,
it
hello.
was
like,
actually
hello.
very funny, but...
I don't know, for me it looked really try-hardish. Like, hello, look, it's a granny, it snipes, because she has big glasses, haha.
Yeah, right. Well, like, that was something that Yahtzee... A strangely conservative...
You cutting out really badly right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was always a little bit, but nowadays you're cutting out really badly, and it's starting to be kind of tiring.
No, it's good that you mention it. Can we do something about that?
I think you just need to talk closer to the mic or something like that.
Okay, is it better now?
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Well, so what I was talking about, it was something that Yahtzee in his review of Ryan New Dawn, that it had that weirdly conservative subtext. Like the enemies were basically that gang of rowdy teenagers who put up graffiti everywhere and had really loud abrasive rap music, and their leaders were a pair of black teenagers. While the heroes were all kinda good, rural American working folks. And I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's something. But yeah, for me it actually went into the Borderlands-ish direction, which I find kind of funny considering you despised Borderlands so much. But for me, the humor definitely went into that kind of direction.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't
mostly.
Well, I could imagine it wasn't as obnoxious as
Well,
Borderlands.
see, at least it wasn't literally every single character.
And it also didn't have like a whole Minecraft level in it, right? What? Somebody drew his sword, but I don't see anybody actually trying to attack me.
Yeah. So, am I still cutting out? Or is it fine now?
I think right now it's fine. I think you cut out at one point quickly, but I think you're a bit closer to the mic now, right?
Yes, I am. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm very close to my microphone right now.
Are you almost giving it a big fat smooch?
Well, I'm basically eating it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, there he is.
You know, at this point I gotta say, my microphone pretty old and was pretty cheap, and that it's working still as well as it does is kind of a miracle.
Well, considering how compared to who we had last week with his microphone, I definitely appreciate your mic working otherwise pretty well. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing, the Discord detection, that might actually be the problem.
Yeah, I think it's mainly that. Ow.
So let me go through my settings real quick.
Because I mean I also had this cutting out thing at some point or a couple of times. Ow.
Yeah, actually, I kinda hear you petting out once in a while.
Ah, Discord.
Yes.
Stop right there, you lowlife!
No, I won't.
Discord detection. I imagine that's in the voice settings, like under voice and video.
I would say so.
So...
Yeah, I think the automatic detection is just not particularly good.
Yeah. Discord as well needs to be set to minimum in order for it to not cut off. Manual, nothing. Hold up.
Yeah. I just realized a bandit called me a paladin in lower life. That sure is a thing.
So... can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So, yeah. I guess it should be better now.
Yeah, let's try. So anyways, less tech issues, more... What were you on about? Oh yeah, that's... I guess the humor wasn't as try. Then again, it's really hard to be as tryhardish as Borderlands.
Yeah, but like, I have seen a lot of games going for that terrible humor of Borderlands.
Yeah, like Sunset Overdrive.
For example, yes, that's one that comes to mind.
Yeah, it's just so... it's just too much on the nose. I mean, funny enough, there's like so much thing that made me groan about Borderlands, but the thing that completely killed me was there was one unlockable gun that it was a machine gun, and all the sounds was just a really shrill voice doing it instead of the gun going rat-a-tat. It was just...
Oh,
and
God.
for some odd reason, that just killed me. I don't know why, but that just completely made me laugh so hard, even though it's so dumb. But I found it hilarious.
That's fair.
It's just that kind of childish humor I have. That just hit it perfectly on the spot.
Nah, I mean, I'm not one to talk. I've laughed about some pretty bad jokes in video games too. Like Undertale is a game that got me a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like it had, and I'm kinda ashamed for it, like one of the few moments in a video game where I actually laughed out loud was like the introduction of Sans and like the joke.
Oh, pull
what
my
was it?
finger.
No, not that one. I've been something like, we've been doing a skeleton.
Oh lord.
And it was so bad, but it caught me off guard. Like it
Really?
caught me completely off guard.
Yeah,
and
isn't
laughed
that
out
also the
loud.
one where the game literally goes badum-tish?
Yes, it did.
And that's because that's where Papyrus constantly gets annoyed about you. About Sans.
Yes.
I think one thing I also still really find hilarious is the part where he's like, "Oh hey, quick, hide behind this conveniently shaped lamp."
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh yeah, all right.
And I think
You
the
also
other
you
point that had me
wanna listen to Jack's voice acting because I'm standing right behind.
yeah,
right
go
in front
ahead,
of
go
him.
ahead.
Okay.
The bandits that were occupying...
Is that really
Seconds.
true?
Yeah.
Finally, I can get back to my work. Come with me to the lighthouse. You get an incredible view of the sea up there.
Okay, he's completely generic.
Yes, he is. Shame about that.
I think he sounds exactly like Zardes.
Could be.
Yeah. Humor that isn't surprising, isn't funny. I will never forgive my friends for making me see. I mean, it's not only it also has to be jokes can also be really unfunny when they're unpredictable, like that just goes under the little random humor type of things. Like for example, I mean Borderlands has a lot of unexpected humor, but it's just so dumb it's just not funny. It's the kind of holds up Spork kind of humor.
Yeah,
That's just
the Penguin of Doom.
exactly. It's what other game also did that so much that it was just absolutely obnoxious? I don't remember anymore.
Well, the later Saints Row games are kind of bad about that.
Yeah, I mean it's the yeah. Of course, you see something stupid coming. That's kind of the normal thing, but it's more the sense that you already know that not only that you see something stupid coming, it's the idea that you already know the whole joke. That's not the same thing.
Yes.
Just because you see something stupid coming doesn't mean you see the joke coming. You do know when Sans starts opening his dumb mouth that he will say something stupid at one point, but you will still laugh at it because it's still so unexpected and stupid.
Yes. I think that's something that, like, the Saints Row series really kinda degenerated over time.
Yeah, I have to say already the third game was kind of at its limits.
Yes, it was.
And 4 just completely jumped the gun for me.
Yes.
Mainly also because it added those superhero mechanics, and superhero stuff or cape shit is just stuff I do not care about.
Honestly, it wasn't so much the superhero stuff that annoyed me about it as the alien invasion thing.
Yeah, I mean that as well. I mean, the third game also already started with the random zombie apocalypse happening out of nowhere.
Oh, yes.
That was also
yes. That was so dumb.
Yeah, that was just when it happened. It was like, oh come on, no, why?
Yeah, Saints Row was definitely a series that peaked at the second game. But that was such a good game, though.
Yeah, it's such a pity there's no decent or easy way to play it in co-op anymore. Because that's something I played at least, like I played it once through single player and twice through co-op because it was just so entertaining.
Yes.
And ironically enough, I would say it also is the game with the best customization.
The character customization. Yeah, it was pretty good. That's true.
I think, yeah, because I specifically remember how I tried remaking the same character in the first game, and I just could not find a bowler hat, which annoyed me so much. I went through every single store trying to find a bowler hat, and there was not a fucking bowler hat available.
That's true. Nah. You know, I need to play Saints Row 2 again.
Also, I would say, yeah, I mean, I don't think Saints Row 4 is bad. It's just, I played through it, but it was kind of forgettable in the end. It was a good co-op game in the end.
Well, 3 and 4 were in general kind of forgettable in most ways.
Yeah, they were good for what they were worth in the end.
Yeah, but they were such a huge step down from Saints Row 2.
They seem like a cheap GTA clone as well. 4.
Well, I wouldn't call them that.
Yeah, I mean they are, but I think they had like this. I would almost say Saints Row 2 is kind of a GTA parody game because it has the same systems and everything, but it just takes it into a satirical level. Like all the enemy gangs are just so, although over the top, but still somewhat believable. I would say, like the Sons of Samdi. The Sons of Samdi were like these over the top
Jamaican voodoo guys.
Yeah, Jamaican voodoo guys. Like there were these tribal people with the monster truck.
Yes, like basically a biker gang, but like with drugs instead. And the others were Japanese yakuza.
Tell me.
Exactly.
That's
But it was intended to be fun about the mechanic of, like that hat mechanic of Mr. X in Resident Evil. You have to help me out there. I don't know that. Okay. Oh, it's in the morning. I just realized that.
Honestly, the only Resident Evil that I played all the way through was Resident Evil 4.
Well, I haven't played a single Resident Evil through.
I can really recommend Resident Evil 4.
Oh no, wait,
it's a
I
near perfect action game.
No, funny enough, the only Resident Evil game I played was Resident Evil 6.
Why?
Because a certain someone in the chat that might or might not respond forced me to play it in co-op with him. And after we had to replay the same mission for the third time, just with different characters and a different starting point, I was like, fuck this shit. I am not going to replay this fucking annoying mission just because they're too lazy to make unique missions just to pad out the fucking game. Not to mention
heard that Resident Evil 6 is awful.
It is awful. I absolutely hated it. Like, so many obnoxious mechanics, so much recycling, and also this trope of a boss supposedly being dead, and the main character just ignored it. Instead of like finishing it off, like, oh, I guess it's dead, let's move on. 5 minutes later, it fucking shows up again. It's like, just fucking put a bullet in its head another time, just kick it, burn it, anything, just finish it off so it doesn't annoy you 5 minutes later, because it happens like 10 fucking times. Oh, hello there, Seeker. I did not see you there behind the bush.
So, Bosser, what were you saying about humor?
Okay, let me reload. Hey, cows, you know who's got humor mastered. What do you mean with that? That's a good... Trying games. Oh, Jesus, yes. The king of unintentional humor. Okay. Also, let's not get attacked by Bush Seeker again. Because did you see how perfectly stealthed he was behind the fucking bush?
Yes, I did.
And then I had this stupid I feel stifled thing where I would have... Why do you say unintentional? Because it is. Jesus, yeah, look at him.
Yes.
That is one sneaky mofo.
I wonder if he was placed like that intentionally.
I could imagine that. Because usually a Seekers move.
So I guess you first have to seek the Seeker.
Yeah, he's playing hide and seek with me.
He is.
I'd definitely say that shit is unintentional, because the whole game just feels like a medieval play written by a 2-year-olds. It just feels like a preschool play, because also the hero just talks in this weird swollen voice like, "Aloof, I will save thee from the evil that is this and that. Are you not willing to die for Myrtana, traitor? Then you shall die by my hand."
Oh god. Now I want to check it out.
Oh, for Forsaken Gods, it's genuinely entertaining. It is still as clunky and annoying as Gothic 3, but it is so funny. I unironically recommend this game to people because it's just so... It just has one facepalm moment after another. Or otherwise you can just check out my stream, the stream recording I have.
Maybe I'll do that, yes. Because I'm not really sure if I should bother playing it myself.
Yeah, because you don't miss much. They added some random shit, but all of that, yes, preschool play of adultery, because every second quest involves an unfaithful husband or an unfaithful wife.
Well, maybe the lead writer had some issues to work up.
Probably, or something like that. Yeah, but I mean, funny enough, like, the infamous Farouk Birdman, he's only the top of the iceberg. There are so many worse NPCs in the game that are just so head-scratchingly weird and dumb, and also just the whole logic and everything. It's just wow.
I will watch that playthrough. Wasn't that made by an Indian team or something?
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm actually kind of convinced that it's really serious, in the sense that they just have no idea how a Western RPG is supposed to be written. It's just that's just their interpretation of how a Western RPG looks like. So they have the swollen language, the hero with this weird quest and thing and such. And it's also... Oh, Cassian, hey! Thank you for following. Also, make sure to
Hi
drop
there.
something in chat. Always happy to hear from new people, especially how they actually managed to find this place. Also, where the fuck is the Seeker? But yes, Forsaken Gods is a-okay.
Okay. Well, considering it was Indian, at least no one spontaneously breaks out in song.
No, that sadly never happens.
That's a shame.
So where's the Seeker? Where are you gone? Oh, there he is.
That would have actually been fun if it had gone full Bollywood.
Well, I mean, there are many melodic people in the game, because, in the sense that some of the dialogues really just go strange. Yeah, Gothic 3 Forsaken Gods. Yeah, that one alchemist really broke out in his song at one point. Like, it's funny, like, every single alchemist has, like, this typical crazy alchemist trope. Except a singular one. And I was like, okay, hey, this guy is actually kind of sane. And then the last sentence, he just goes full mad alchemist on me. It's like, I think I have to dig up the clip afterwards and show it to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I think the majority of all my Twitch clips are, I think, from Forsaken Gods, because it's just so batty. Well, last episode is a giant mighty poo. No, that's just the song I played because it felt so fitting. So who are you? Oh, you're a mercenary. Ah, yeah, exactly. I think I get a reward from Wolf by... You know, you could... Personal space? Oh, well. Oh, dear. There's also... I actually don't want to spoil too much, so...
Oh, okay.
Because it's just... you have to experience it yourself. I think one of the things you will... one of the things I can say is that also the personality of the hero is absolutely entertaining. Because he has this weird, like, split personality where he jumps between fascist dictator and a complete and utter doormat. It's so weird. Like, he jumps from threatening to kill somebody because he does not fight for the king, to just accepting that somebody did something completely horrible. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, somebody that just flat out says, oh, go kill my husband. He's like, no, I'm afraid. Oh, I have no time for such task. I apologize. It's like, hey, how about you tell her that she's fucking bonkers? He just treats it like the most normal thing in the world. That just some random woman comes up to him and says, "Hey, can you kill my husband, please?" And he just treats it as like he's asking the hero to go pick up her groceries.
God, why aren't we playing this right now?
I already played it once, and there's
I think that's the problem.
And there's no replay value per se. So as soon as you've seen everything, and I think I did basically everything, because I even did like there are like there's like alternate path. There's even some 1 or 2 split paths which you can do, which I both did just because I was so curious about what the fuck could potentially happening.
I can imagine.
Oh yeah, Forsaken Gods, a-okay. Best. Like, if I would rank the Gothic games, I would really say Gothic 2, Gothic 1, Gothic Forsaken Gods, Arcania, Arcania Fall of Setarif, Arcania, Gothic 3. That would probably be my ranking of the Gothic games.
You would really put Arcania above Gothic 3?
Yes, because Arcania is it's competent, but it's just completely boring and bland. But Gothic 3 was just offensively annoying in so many ways. Because in Arcania you could... I actually did also a run through on the stream of Arcania, and I was able to finish the game in 7 hours because I could just run through everything. I did play it on easy though, but still. But Gothic 3 had this thing of like, oh hey, clear this dungeon which has like 30 mine crawlers in it. Oh hey, or get this part of the armor that has 50 skeletons in it. It's just...
Well, as I said,
Why?
it was the patient zero for basically every shitty open world game that came afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm putting also Arcania Fall of Setirith over Arcania because Fall of Setirith has the same as the thing that it's the people that had to do it probably knew it was a Hail Mary and just did not give a shit about it. They added so much meta humor or just strange humor that it's like, I mean, for example, the big twist that Adanos is a woman comes from Fall of Setirith. And it's just mentioned in one random dialogue, just bloop. Or at one point the hero goes like, because he gets like challenged to a duel twice, like in a short time, and his reaction is like, why does everybody do that? It's my hair, right? It's my hairdo. He generally says that. It's like just so out of nowhere it comes, and it's just that's
That's a
fucking
funny line. That's a genuinely funny line.
And there's so many moments with that. Like, for example, you get, like, in End of Arcania, you might know that Forrest actually gets established as a villain.
Strangely enough, yes.
Yes.
Nothing
And in
clever.
Fall of Setirith, he is in the game. But the thing is, throughout his whole being in the game, he's just locked into a chest by Gorn. So you can interact with him, but you can only talk to a chest, which maybe... It's so dumb, but it's absolutely hilarious.
Yes, it is.
And the whole game is like that. It's just so self-aware of just not giving a shit anymore that it's genuinely entertaining.
I kinda like to do this. Just take a really popular franchise and get to shit all over it.
Yeah. Hello, Utah. There's somebody I haven't seen in a while. Didn't you say once you also want to co-commentate once, and then you just completely dropped off the face of the earth?
Oh, hey there. I mildly remember her, I think, from your earlier streams.
Yeah, it could be. I think she was co-commentating like during the Ball and the Bully streams, and also in Risen 3.
I think Gothic 3 also, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I don't think so, Utah, right? Yeah.
Been there, done that. I never knew that.
Dude, it's been a weird period. Have I done what now? Raider seems to remember you from something, but we don't know what exactly.
But I definitely do remember her from Bully.
Here, take
Yeah.
this.
I think you co-commentated during Bully, right? Together with Swabot. Or was that you, or was that there was also someone else that also co-commentated sometimes. Who also happened to be a grill. So maybe you
No, I'm pretty sure I remember her accent.
He really should
yeah.
have known better.
Yeah, the puzzle ball thing. I remember because during the puzzle ball thing, the ball, we probably had like 5 people in the call at the end because it was about figuring out the last obnoxious puzzle of the game.
I couldn't care less. That's been going on a long time.
Don't think of
Let's see, what are we doing here anyway? Let's see if...
Things would have turned out differently.
Hey, you.
For us.
Give me your lunch money.
I have no idea what could be funny about my accents.
Oh, German accents is always funny.
Like
Yeah,
your
I
mouth
guess
still
so.
bit. He know about.
Oh fuck, I pissed off Biff.
I mean, I know that my accent is basically just like slightly removed from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wait now. Ow, Biff hurts.
Hang on. Hurt.
God, let me accidentally kill Biff as well because of the thing penetration.
Hang on.
Come on, Biff. Stop backpedaling. Ow.
You
Oh.
showed up.
I got experience for killing myself.
Gosh.
Okay, fine, I won't fuck with Biff. It's a stupid name anyway.
It is.
Why would you call yourself Biff? Isn't that actually the name of a cleaning utensil?
No, that's breath.
Oh, okay. Also, I did not quick save. Oh well. Well, so it's not the first fuck up during the stream, so oh well.
No, it really isn't.
But we have fun, don't we?
Well, I'm having fun.
Definitely. Well, I think I'm gonna soon call it a stream because I'm starting to get tired. I'm definitely feeling yesterday's evening.
Oh, had a long night.
Yeah, like I said, we had like a retro game night, and one of our friends is the usual fuck off. He's like, "Oh, I want to take the last train. I want to take the last train. Oh shit, I missed the last train. Well, I guess we're gonna play the whole night through so I can take the first train tomorrow." It's like,
classic.
oh, okay, fine. And I'm usually the tactical guy that just drinks at the beginning, but then starts to swap to water so he doesn't have a hangover after a while. And so in the late evening, I am tired. I'm not that alcoholized as the others, so it starts getting a little bit obnoxious.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like being the one guy who doesn't drink is always a bit hard.
Unpleasant to say the least.
Yes.
6 a.m. Yeah, that's also, I think, the time. Like I also slept around this like 6 a.m. and for some reason I was able to sleep like 4 hours or so. I mean, I was still a little bit tipsy, but not completely unshit faced or like, because she was also getting whiny a little bit, but that's usually the thing. Like, I know her good enough that usually happens. It's like acceptable. I definitely want to go to sleep in time today.
Fair enough.
Because tomorrow is also D&D day again. With the
cool.
with the more tedious group, because we're like 6 people and some of them are not as savvy what things mean, so they usually take quite a lot of time to do something. Or we also just a really chatty group for some odd reason. Like it takes ages for us to like get anywhere.
Well, I mean, it's the same for our Antonhausen group.
Yeah, you're all basically newbies, right?
I think so, yes.
D&D story time next stream. Yeah, it's been a while since I had anything to do a story time one, but lately I haven't had any good sessions where there's like particularly much interesting stuff happening, which particularly like would be interesting to as a story to tell, I guess. Or I guess, can I say something about my group I have particularly? Although it's now kind of late. I don't want to try and desperately put together a story because for story time reasons. Oh, maybe I'll think about something for the next stream.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say,
ringing 11 in the night.
yeah, I was like, what is that? Is there some sort of alarm going off because the bells sound kind of weird?
No, that's just our church bell.
What?
Oh shit, I accidentally pissed off a Dragon Hunter again.
That keeps happening.
Well, they are kind of tossers, so...
True. I think Kurgan was also the name of the villain
Oh!
from Highlander.
Also, I see the Dragon Hunter armor as like some sort of special property where they can dodge with it.
Oh, seems like
Because he's constantly doing like some weird dodge move. Also, I want to at least beat up him. Also, did I not quick save again? God damn it. Well, give me your lunch money. Okay. This guy wants something to drink for some other reason. Okay, how about we're starting to wrap up? What have you learned in today's stream, by the way?
What have I learned? That's a pretty valid question. I have learned today that the English voice acting of Gothic did not manage to translate some of the German voices very well. And that Jack in the English version doesn't sound like Captain Blaubeer.
Oh, yeah, he really did sound like Captain Blaubeer, now that you mention it. I learned that furries are gay artists. What, you learned that today?
Yeah, no, you knew that before.
I was about to say. That is just kind of a given, I'd say. Okay, now... Steal your stuff. Oh, I got a beer from him. Man, if I only would listen to the dialogue, I would know why I just gotten a beer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a gesture that counts. Okay, now
It is.
we save, so I can beat his ass up. After I pick his pocket, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think furries are comparatively quite a bit gayer than weeps.
Furries are what?
Gayer than
I
weeps.
think you won't even.
I mean, I always say there's quite the overlap between them, since there are. I mean, the whole fox girl thing, for example, is like basically a hybrid between weeps and furries.
Well, it is, but like, you see surprisingly little furry art that's actually from Japan.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, well, I also accidentally killed him because it did the
happens.
penetration thing. Well, I don't care.
Well, he should have thought about it before he attacked you.
Well, exactly. Let's just step on his face. Dragon Hunter hunted. There you go. Also, let's make... how can I notice me... Wait, load here, retard. Oh wait, I can't.
No.
Load this tard. There you go. At least I know for the next stream which save to load. All right. Well, that was a successful stream in the end.
Yes, it was.
So the only way to end it is with, where is it? There we go. Oh, it's so beautiful.
I
Alright,
can't hear
well.
it.
I think it's better that way.
Yes, it was definitely better that way.
Alright. Anyways, have a very good night and see you next time. Thanks for watching and
Be seeing you, ciao.